Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, brothers and sisters, mothers and fathers, aunts and uncles and cousins, of course, and grandmothers and grandfathers, or if you prefer, mops and pops, and baseball fans everywhere, welcome to this edition of the Valley Baseball League's 2020 Rewind season. Yes, everybody, it is day 5. That's this many, or if you prefer this many, or if you prefer this many. But we got some exciting baseball, and you know what? The Covington Lumberjacks are kind of been all over it. So we got to bring you one more Covington Lumberjacks game here, in part because they're playing the Waynesboro Generals, and one of the themes for this year is to kind of check out our man Zach Cole. For those of you who haven't seen the Zach Cole podcast, stop what you're doing right now. Go back several episodes into our podcast and find episode 14. That's the Zach Cole episode, and check him out. Great interview. He was a total success story in the Northern Division with the Newmarket Rebels. Worked there for 3 years. That's this many, and took them to a league championship. And then this is his first year. 2019 is his first year in Waynesboro. And you know, the first couple of games, as you'll hear in the podcast, didn't come together so well. And so we want to bring you one of those early games so you can kind of track his progress over the course of the season. Of course, you can't depend on a hockey player for anything. If you've loaned us money, you already know that. If you've asked us to do anything, you already know that. You have to depend on the crew. And who is the crew? The crew is the crew, of course. Say hi to Aaron.
Hey, guys.
And say hi to my man, Jordan. Jordan, tell everybody hi.
Fans, good to see you again.
All right, crew, tell everybody about what the game they're going to see tonight is, and then we'll tell them about the 4 games they're not going to see. Jordan, you want to tee it up?
Oh, always, Graham. As you said earlier, we're talking about the Covington Lumberjacks, Waynesboro Generals, though, and this is one of those early season games, as we talked about. We're tracking new managers, Covington off to the roll, and this game, again, 12 hits in this game. Very talented offensive performance that will come out of Covington. Very good challenge for young management coming into their own, kind of, again, after the Newmarket project, stepping into the shoes with the Generals. And this game, for me at least, it's always poetic when you move past the 5th inning, you've always got that one inning where obviously the inning number is going to get higher. And when the run number kind of matches those innings, there's just all that offense. There's just something about it. I'm a numbers geek. I like that kind of stuff. But there is a crucial inning, not going to spoil it here, where the run total is going to match up with the inning that we're in. That might have been the decisive blow in this game, though, Graham.
Yeah, well, let's give everybody a small hint. It wasn't inning 16.
It was definitely not inning 16.
It was not inning 16. I know you people are greedy for offense, but it was not inning 16. So relax out there. All right.
Inning 20.
Oh, yeah, even better. All right, Aaron, why don't we tell them about the games they're not going to see? What are they not going to see tonight?
Well, unfortunately, if you are hungry for offense, this one had a lot of it. Not going to see it, but it was 25 combined hits, only 2 scoreless innings in the game. It was Charlottesville who beat Winchester 12-17 in that one. They had it all. The first 3 batters in the Tom Sox lineup went 11 of 13 with 9 runs and 8 RBIs. The top of the order really came up strong in this game. It was tied at 7 heading into the 8th, and Charlottesville just exploded for 5 runs. That sealed that 12-7 win.
Yeah, you can't let those Tom Sox alone. They are a dangerous crew. It doesn't matter what year it is. I can't remember. I think that Winchester, if I remember correctly, occasionally would get late in the game and then would struggle with some breakdowns in their system that just kind of cost them the score. I remember that being a theme. We're going to see some Winchester games here in the very near future. What else are they going to see tonight? Aaron, you want to do your next one?
Yeah, of course. As you mentioned, Charlottesville can get after you, and they did with that game. That's why they had the hitter of the night in that game. It was Dan Harwood. He had the best line of the night. He went 4 of 4 with a run, walk, double, home run, and 5 RBIs. So he was the hitter of the day from Charlottesville. Other games that night, Woodstock, 8 over Newmarket, who had 3. And this one was decided in the 6th inning as the Bandits scored 6 runs to wipe out a 3-2 deficit. So they came back in the 6th inning to win that one. And the fun fact there, all 6 of those runs came with 2 outs on the board, which is always fun to see. I'm always one that enjoys a lot of offense when you're sitting on the edge of your seat knowing that the next out could come at any minute. So that was a fun one. Woodstock won 8-3.
Yeah, those 2-out rallies. We're going to bring you a 2-out rally in the not too distant future that we couldn't find a stat. A similar comeback dating back to 1907, I think, was the earliest stat. Anyway, nothing like a 2-out rally. Hey, speaking of 2-out rallies, Jordan, Aaron did her 2 games. I think it's your time for a rally.
I got a rally for you, Graham. You know what? If you were to go and tell Cards shortstop Steve Grober that at the end of the first inning, his single is going to be the lone hit in the ballgame for the Front Royal Cardinals, I don't think he would have believed you, but that was the case as the Proseville Cannons, they come in 6-1. At the end of the first inning, 4 Cannon pitchers are going to hold Front Royal hitless for the final 8 innings of this ballgame. And Jose Aquino, Graham, by the way, who I know you've talked about, he's one of these players that we need to keep an eye out on for this season. He's got 2 home runs in this ballgame. That was all the offense that Proseville was going to need. They took this one 6-1. And then Aaron with her big offensive game. There was another big offensive game that I know our good friend John Leonard was talking about, and that was the Stanton Braves and the Strasburg Express. That game had a final score of 17-1 in favor of Stanton. And the Braves, again, we've talked about those big innings that just get away from teams sometimes. We have a 7-run 5th inning, 2-run inning in the 6th, and then 6 runs in the 7th. This game got out of hand in those middle innings, and Strasburg was just unable to keep up. And the pitcher of the day was in this game as well. Again, courtesy of our friend, Mr. Leonard, and that would be Mr. Tristan Snyder taking home the Pitcher of the Day awards. This game, 4 strikeouts, 2 hits in his 5 innings at the plate. And I know I've been talking about John a lot lately. Fans, if you want in on these stats, we've been blessed to have these stats. They're amazing to look into, very in-depth. If you want a copy of Mr. Leonard's 2019 Valley Annual, you can find a link to that for $10 on the VBL page. It is an absolute amazing read.
Yeah, and I've heard that from Joe. Harmon said the same thing. Aaron said it 2 games ago, or 2 nights ago, 2 game nights ago. How about that? Yeah, I mean, the guy put a lot of effort into it. And as Aaron pointed out, that it's not something she's seen in other leagues. So kudos to John. We just want to share the love. So give it a try. Hey, man, guess what time it is? Aaron, any ideas?
Welcome to Integrity Home Mortgage Park at K. Collins Field in Waynesboro in the heart of the Shenandoah Valley. Hey, it's Tuesday, and on behalf of Valley League Baseball and the Waynesboro Generals, we want to welcome you to this live stream. Tonight, the Waynesboro Generals will play host to the Covington Lumberjacks. This live stream is brought to you by Sheets. Sheets is perfect for busy lifestyles, and they're open 24/7, so grab breakfast, dinner on the go, or a late-night snack. With nearly 600 stores in 6 states, there's always a Sheets near you. Sheets, run and done. This live stream is also brought to you by Subway. You can check out Subway's delicious new club collection, the new Steak Club, new Southwest Chicken Club, and the American Club. Subway, make it what you want. Hello, and welcome. I am Chris Losh. We've got Ty Comer, and Ty, we're ready for baseball here tonight. In fact, we're ready for the National Anthem.
Yep, we're going to take a real quick pause, and we'll be right back to you.
Right. A beautiful rendition of our National Anthem to get us started tonight at Integrity Home Mortgage Park at K. Collins Field in Waynesboro. It's the Lumberjacks and the Generals tonight. Oh, my goodness. What an afternoon it has already been. Let me quickly give you a rundown on our starting lineups for tonight. What do you think, Ty?
Sounds good to me. Go ahead, Chris.
Take a deep breath here. Leading off for Covington, playing center field is Jeff Taylor. Batting second baseman Pedro Nazario. Batting third is the third baseman Christian Torres. Batting cleanup tonight is right fielder Matthew Cocha DeFaro.
There you go. You got it. You nailed it. Cocha DeFaro.
There we go. Batting fifth tonight, playing catcher is Logan Amos. Batting sixth, first baseman Tyler Sanfilippo. Batting 7th and DHing Joe Fortin. Batting 8th in left field is Easton Jones. And batting 9th, playing shortstop tonight for Covington, Tom Cofield with Bo Broody. Is it Broody?
I believe it is.
On the mound for the Lumberjacks. For the Generals, Kobe Lopez going to lead off, play second base. Joseph Kinker bats second. He'll play right. Ethan Cady is batting third tonight, playing left field. The RBI man, Wes Clark, going to be in the cleanup spot tonight, playing first base for the Generals. Boy, what a night he had Sunday when we were here.
Yep, double, home run, 3 RBIs. Really been killing it for the Gens to this point.
Batting fifth for the Generals tonight, center fielder Jackson Tate. Cole Jackson DHs and bats sixth. Batting seventh is catcher Santiago Garcia. Christian Prophet bats eighth and plays short. And Nick Neville plays third tonight. He will be the number 9 batter in the lineup with Nick Zegna on the mound from George Mason. And big right-hander, watching him take his warm-up tosses out there right now. Of course, he threw that one to the backstop.
Yeah, of course.
Get it out of his system right now, I guess, is the best thing.
The broadcaster jinx. Well, really looking forward to the Generals getting back out here. They had the night off last night. Not a lot of teams could say that. We are the only team that can say we're still undefeated in this league, with Woodstock losing, I believe, in a close one last night. We are now the only team that's undefeated, and we've got Nick Zegna excited to see this tall righty on the mound and get things going against the Covington Lumberjacks, team that we were able to defeat. It was a well-played ball game on both sides, and it was a good contest on opening night. Zegna,
6'5", 220-pound sophomore from Newark, Delaware. Going to be playing his college ball at George Mason in the upcoming season. We're ready for baseball. Tonight, leading off for the Covington Lumberjacks, playing center field tonight is Jeff Taylor. Jeff from South Carolina, upstate, comes into the game tonight. 125 average this summer, just 1 for 8 early in the season. He takes inside for ball 1, and we are underway tonight. Beautiful night for baseball. Temperatures in the mid-70s. 1-0, catches the outside corner for a strike, and the count's even at 1-1.
Yeah, this is the first night that we haven't had to contend with some ominous skies.
Right.
We've had a lot of rain here on opening or on game nights.
Pitches high for a ball, 2-1. I guess both games you've had a little liquid sunshine to get started anyway.
Absolutely.
2-1 pitch from Zegna is in there for a called strike, and the count is even. 2 balls and 2 strikes. If you're listening in the neighborhood, you can come on out tonight. Boy, great night to come out to the ballpark. 2-2, swung on, hit down the left field line. That one's out of play. Count holds at 2 balls and 2 strikes. General, in fact, if you're in the neighborhood, you may want to come on by. General's not back at home until Sunday night. I believe it was our next home game when the Harrisonburg Turks come to town.
Yeah, another night off tomorrow. Very rare that you get 2 nights off in the Valley League in 3 nights.
Swing and a miss. Strike 3 as Taylor goes down swinging for the first out of the ball game. Of course, the first strikeout for Zegna. It's going to bring up Pedro Nazario, second baseman from the University of the Cumberlands.
Boy, something we're not shy of seeing here in Waynesboro to this point. You go back to the last start here that we had from Eric Sapp, and he racked up 9 strikeouts in that contest. We racked up 16 as a team.
Pitch outside for ball 1 to Nazario. He had a .338 batting average at the University of the Cumberlands this year. He bounces this one down to third base. Scooping it up is Neville. Throw to first in time for out number 2.
And just great footwork there from Neville, charging it, coming and getting that short hop. As an infielder, you want to either get the long hop or the short hop. The dreaded in-between hop's the one that usually gets you. And credit Neville for creating a short hop and coming and getting that one on the long hop.
2 down, nobody aboard. That'll bring up Christian Torres from the University of Maryland at Baltimore. Left-handed batter facing the big righty Zegna on the mound. Pitches in there for a strike, 0-1. Defense for the Generals, you have Katie out in left field, Tate in center, Kinker in right. Around the infield from third to first, Neville, Prophet, Lopez, and Clark with Garcia behind the dish tonight. Pitch is low for a ball, count even at 1-1.
This is the first ball game that we've been able to see Santiago Garcia behind the plate.
Pitch up high for a ball, 2-1. Zegna on the mound. Says he likes basketball and swimming. He's an economics major there at George Mason. Swing lines this one into center field for a base hit. So first base hit of the night. Christian Torres safe at first base. And that'll bring up Coach Devereaux.
There you go.
We've been practicing that for the last hour here.
We have, and I tell you what, with a guy like a name like this, it's sometimes for a broadcaster you dread to see him come up because you know kind of how to say it. You know how to say it. It's just hard to get your mouth to work that way.
Matthew, Coach Devereaux from New Jersey Institute of Technology, checks his swing, takes a called strike. 300 batting average this summer. He's 3 hits and 10 at bats. No home runs. Does have an RBI. Right-handed batter facing the righty. Torres gets his lead over there at first base. Pitch is in the dirt. Runner's going to take off, throw down to second. He will be safe as the ball skips past the second baseman, but backed up by the shortstop. So nice play there.
We're going to have a check on the check swing. Didn't go around, but a nice job there from Christian Torres, reading that ball in the dirt and getting up into second base. Go as a wild pitch there, Chris? Yep.
That's what it looked like to me. So the count's a ball and a strike. Coach Devereaux. Picked up by the shortstop, so nice play there.
Oh, sorry about that.
That sounded like me. There's a line drive up the middle, base hit into center field, rounding third. And coming in to score is Torres. It's an RBI base hit for Coach Devereaux. 4th hit of the season for him, and the Lumberjacks have taken a 1-0 lead.
Well, it's something that we're going to have to see for the Generals. They haven't had to face a lot of adversity in this early going with this 3-0 start. The little bit of adversity that they did face was against this Covington Lumberjacks team, a team that held them to only 1 hit through 5 innings on opening night, but they ended up coming around and really swinging it in that last 4 frames, but a little bit of adversity here to start things out.
Runner at first with 2 down. Logan Amos steps in, pitch way up high for a ball. 1 ball and no strikes. Amos plays his college ball at VCU. 2 out of 3 so far this summer for the Lumberjacks, batting .667, no homers, and 2 knocked in for Amos. Throw to first, and the runner dives back in safe. Coach Devereaux over at first base. If Amos can keep this inning alive, Tyler Sanfilippo is on deck. Pitch misses for a ball, 2-0. Oh, that's called strike, 1-1. So ball and strike, 1 run in here in the top of the first, 1 runner on. Covington and Waynesboro tonight. Here at Kate Collins Field, fouled straight back. So ball and 2 strikes. Runner was off with that pitch.
You got to keep an eye on Coach Devereaux. Definitely mix up your times. We've seen that early on in this Valley League season. That's what's really enabled these runners to steal bags. Is pitchers not really thinking out there, not really varying their times to the plate. So, got to be careful for Zegna.
1-2 outside for a ball. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Once again, a great night to be out here at the ballpark. 3rd home game of the season for the Waynesboro Generals. Runner takes off. Pitch is bounced foul up the first base line. Count going to hold at 2 balls and 2 strikes. I love these new little food, I don't even know what you call those things down here below us. People stand and have a bite to eat.
Oh, there's tables, yeah. Yeah, it's another thing that Kathleen Kellett has done for this this organization, and it's a great little thing to see.
Pitch up high for a ball, so the count's now full at 3 balls and 2 strikes from Nick Zegna to Logan Amos. Logan, the catcher for the Covington Lumberjacks. 5th batter to come to the plate here in the top of the first. Payoff pitch, swing, foul back. So the count going to hold at 3 balls and 2 strikes. And again, what I thought a little bit confusing, the runner took about 3 steps off the bag and stopped.
Yeah, 3-2-2 count. This is
seems like you'd be off and running. There he goes. Swing, grounded to first. It's off the first baseman's glove. He grabs it, underhands it to the pitcher, covering Zegna in time for out number 3. Well, that was a great play to stick with that one over there from the first baseman, Clark. So in the inning, 1 run, 2 hits, no errors, and a runner is left on base for the Covington Lumberjacks. And as we head to the bottom of the first, it's Covington 1 and Waynesboro coming up. This year, thanks to the initiative started by Isomer Media in 2018, we'll be bringing you every game played in the Valley League this season, including the All-Star Game, the Showcase Games, and all the playoff games and championships. See, the question you might be asking is, where do I watch? Well, every night, every game in the Valley League will be live streamed on the Valley League's Facebook pages. These games will be shared on the team's Facebook page. So if the Waynesboro Generals are playing the Covington Lumberjacks like we are tonight, you can watch that game on the Valley League Facebook page on either one of the team's Facebook pages. Please note the live streams are also interactive. If you're watching them, we want to know that you're watching, how you're connected to the league, what team you're rooting for, and how you're connected to that team. So please know, we want you to know these games are live, and come to the games live and in person, but if you can't make it to the stadium, you can watch all the action on Facebook Live, courtesy of Subway. Make it what you want. And by Sheets, run and done. And I think I'm even hungrier tonight than I was on Sunday night when we got to talk about all these food places.
Yeah, absolutely. It's an every inning thing. I feel like that we're talking about these guys, and then luckily, I don't know. You should stick around for a couple post-game meals, Chris.
Oh, they smelled so good when I walked out of here the other night. It was pretty amazing. Let's give you a little rundown here on the pitcher tonight, Bo Broody from the Covington Lumberjacks. 6'3", 170-pound sophomore from Wakefield, Rhode Island. Plays his college ball for the Rams of Rhode Island. Pitched in 13 games for the Rams this year. 3 of them were starts. Had no record of 5.11 ERA and threw 24 2/3 innings. This is his first appearance for the Lumberjacks this summer. He's going to be facing the top 3 in the lineup: Kobe Lopez, Joseph Kinker, and Ethan Cady to get things underway. As he's taking his final warm-up pitches, we'll give you the rundown on the defense tonight for the Covington Lumberjacks. Jones is in left, Taylor in center, Coach Deferoe in right. Torres is playing third tonight, Cofield at short. Nazario at second, Sanfilippo over at first with Amos behind the plate. And again, Bo Broody on the mound. I think we're ready to get this thing underway tonight, at least the bottom of the first, with Kobe Lopez stepping in. Great start to the year for Kobe. 5 out of 10, so he's batting .500. He's got 3 RBIs for the Generals. Of course, Kobe plays his college ball there at Florida International for the Panthers. Had a chance to visit with him after game Sunday night. Really enjoyed getting a chance to meet with him. He swings and misses at the first pitch. No balls and a strike. Had a big old smile on his face, and it looked like it just stayed there the whole game and then post-game. 0-1 is lined over the leaping second baseman into right field for a base hit. Lopez, his 6th hit already of the summer. He's 6 out of 11. He's at first with nobody down for Joseph Kinker.
Well, that's exactly what Coach Cole looks for from Kobe out of that leadoff spot, is really just to get on base. But he also talks about the quality at bats. Right. If you guys listen to the interviews of Coach Cole, he's very interested in the quality at bats chart.
Pitch up high for a ball to Joseph Kinker, 1-0. Kinker from Florida Gulf Coast comes into the game tonight, a .300 batting average, 3 RBIs on the summer. Swing, that one's hit high in the air to right field. Coming over to catch it is Coach Deferoe, tagging and making a few steps towards second base with Lopez at first. Nice throw in there to keep him from moving forward. So the fly out to right field is going to be out number 1. That'll bring up left fielder Ethan Cady from East Tennessee State. Cady, 2 out of 11 this summer, a .182 batting average.
Yeah, Ethan, a guy that hasn't quite got it going to this point, but a guy that we're excited to have here in Waynesboro, and obviously so we've got him batting in the 3-hole spot here.
Pitch up and away for a ball, 1-0 to Cady. 6'2", 200-pound senior from East Tennessee State. Takes a strike, and it counts even at a ball and a strike. Runner takes off from first, pitches outside for a ball, throw down to second, and Lopez has stole second base. You were talking about Kobe Lopez there the other night. He reached base all 6 times, and Coach said that was all 6 were his quality at bats.
Absolutely, and it's a guy that once he can get on base, as he just showed you right there, can also steal a few bags for you. He stole 10 for Newmarket in the Valley League last year.
Swing and a miss. Count even at 2-2. Ethan Cady. Wes Clark is in the on-deck circle for the Waynesboro Generals. Swing and a miss. Down on strikes goes Ethan Cady for out number 2. First strikeout of the night for Broody. And that'll bring up cleanup hitter Wes Clark from the University of South Carolina. Clark comes into the game tonight a .400 batting average this summer. He's 4 out of 10. He's got a home run and 4 RBIs. And hadn't he had one of everything? Like
yes.
Hit for the cycle.
Yeah, he has the season cycle going on.
First pitch to Clark. He takes a strike. Lopez over there at second base in scoring position. He's ready to go on anything out there right now.
A good RBI man to have here.
Ooh. Turns, looks back at second base. Nobody covering, so no throw. Wes Clark, son of David and Mary Clark. 40th round draft pick last year by the Milwaukee Brewers. Pitch outside for a ball. Enjoyed kind of following along the draft there the last night and throughout the day today.
And Graham Ashcraft, a
right.
name that a lot of people from Waynesboro would recognize. Got taken in the, I believe, 6th round by the Cincinnati Reds. Congrats to Graham. He's a guy that was a draft pick out of high school, then decided to go to Mississippi State, ended up having a torn labrum, then got here
right.
and had some injury problems here. The coach got fired at Mississippi State, so the new coach didn't honor his scholarship as that pitch misses outside. So then he goes to UAB, has a good year there, and now finally with the 6th round draft pick this year, it just really commend Graham and his stick-to-itiveness, his grind, his will to really win.
Pitch up high for a ball, 3-1 to Wes Clark. Well, you could just tell. I mean, the uptake and the positives on him were just amazing.
Absolutely, yeah. He had such upside. A guy that was 93, 96 while he was here, so really impressive.
Well, cat and mouse game going on at second base. Shortstop Cofield sneaking in behind Lopez. 2 down, runner at second. 3-1 is the count to Wes Clark. Pitch from Broody, swing, and that's a bouncer up the middle. That's a base hit into center. Lopez rounds third. He's going to come in to score to tie the ball game at 1. RBI base hit for Wes Clark. And for Wes, I believe RBI number 5 already on the season for the Generals, and the game is all knotted up at 1.
Just the guy that you want at the plate if you're a Waynesboro General fan. And Wes Clark has just really come through whenever we've needed him to. And even in situations where you're not thinking about RBIs, Wes still finds a way to get them.
That'll bring up Jackson Tate, 2 down, runner at first base. And the pitch is up high. Throw down to first. Tried to get him off, but no. Jackson Tate from Alabama. Played last season at Lawson State. He's 4 out of 13 this summer, a .308 average, a couple of RBIs. From Pike Road, Alabama. Throw to first, diving back in safely is Clark. One thing we knew coming into the season, Coach Cole, he does like to keep the runners going on the bases. Pitch misses there for a ball, 2-0. But he does like to steal. He does like to do a little hit and run. Always a fun team to watch when he was up at Newmarket, and looks like they kind of know that, and they're really paying attention to these base runners early tonight. 2-0, popped up, foul. Coming over is the first baseman near the dugout. He's going to make the catch in foul territory. Sanfilippo for out number 3. So in the inning for the Generals, they score a run on 2 base hits, and they leave a runner on base. Heading now to inning number 2. It's Waynesboro and Covington all tied up at 1 apiece. Do want to mention, of course, our great sponsors of our live streams. Live stream wouldn't be possible without the help and the support. Listen to this time of Subway restaurants. Not that we didn't get to talk about them enough the other night.
I hear you.
I have been craving a Subway sandwich since Sunday night now. 39 Subway restaurants in the Shenandoah Valley. Stop by one of those. Thank them by grabbing a bite to eat. Subway restaurants are also a proud sponsor of the Valley League All-Star Game. Independently owned and operated. And I think we listed just about every sandwich they had on the menu at some point on Sunday night.
Oh yeah, because I was going through the ones that are my go-to, and there seemed to be a lot of those.
Right.
Didn't realize it until I started saying how many, and I was like, wow. I'm pretty sure the people at home want me to shut up now, but I'm going to continue on.
I had to run in Walmart earlier today over in Stanton before I was heading into the camp that I'm working at this summer. And they have a Subway, and you walk in the door and it smells like bread. It smells like that Subway bread. I was thinking, man, I wish it wasn't 8 o'clock in the morning at that point. So as we get ready to head now to the top of the second inning, Sanfilippo, Fortin, and Jones going to be at the plate facing Nick Zegna. Gave up a run on a couple of base hits. I'm not sure what kind of bug we got over here. Some kind of moth.
Oh yeah, that's inside too.
Yeah.
Okay. How are you with bugs? Are you okay with bugs,
I'm fine
Chris?
with bugs. Just
Okay.
don't swallow it.
All right.
Tyler Sanfilippo from Wagner steps in to face Zegna. He's 1 for 5 this summer, 200 batting average with 1 RBI. First pitch to Sanfilippo in the dirt all the way to the backstop. 1 ball and no strikes. Before heading to Wagner, Sanfilippo played for the County College of Morris in Randolph, New Jersey. 1-0. Misses ball 2. 2 balls and no strikes. I'm glad to see you're a little calmed down. When I showed up earlier today, you were a bit hyper at that point.
Yeah, not a lot of things were going correctly as this one skied in the air to center.
Yeah, 2-0 pitch hit out to center. Tate comes over and he's going to make the catch for out number 1.
Yeah, I was a bit panicky. I will admit to that. And things just seemed to all work out, and the things that I thought I had lost ended up somehow magically appearing in my bag, and so everything worked out. So I can't. I'm not too upset anymore.
1 down, nobody aboard. Joe Fortin from Rhode Island steps in for the Lumberjacks. Left-handed batter facing the right-hander. And first pitch misses for a ball, 1-0. Of course, and I was about an hour later than normal getting here, so I wasn't of any help to you at that point. Swing, line towards right field. Coming in as the right fielder, making a running catch is Kinker for out number 2.
Another reason that the Gens have been playing so well here as of late. 1 error in the first 3 ball games. We've been playing very well defensively. They've played well offensively. They came into tonight with a .280 batting average. And oh yeah, they've pitched well with an ERA of just over 2.0 at 2.05, I think to be exact.
2 down, nobody aboard. Easton Jones stands in. Takes a called strike. Easton from the University of North Carolina at Asheville plays for the Bulldogs. Right-handed batter facing the righty Zegna. That pitch outside for a ball, 1-1. I see Tate Love down here below us. He's, of course, housed a lot of Generals there over the years.
Housing Zach Blankenship for 1.
Swing and a missed strike 2.
I think it's Zach Blankenship and Alex Tyson. I think are the 2 guys that he's housing this year.
1-2. Swing and a miss, strike 3. That's strikeout number 2 in the game for Zegna. A 1-2-3 inning for him. As we head to the bottom of the first inning, Waynesboro and Covington still all tied up at 1 run apiece.
All right, who are we talking about now, Chris?
Well, now we get to talk about how you can advertise with our live streams, which is really exciting.
Yeah, tell me how.
If you're a company looking to promote your business in the Shenandoah Valley, we want you to advertise with us. It can be hard to reach customers in the valley. The Shenandoah Valley is huge. It's divided up into 2 and sometimes 3 DMAs. But each season, the Valley Baseball League offers almost 250 games, from Percival to Covington, Winchester to Charlottesville, and everywhere in between. Each night, 2.5 months, the league plays an average of 5 games. You can get 15 commercials a night for as little as $7.24 a commercial.
That's not a bad deal.
And of course, when we're here, you can have the two of us talk about your business too.
There you go. And who wouldn't want Chris to speak in his beautiful voice here, folks? I mean, this is a deal. You're getting top quality guy talking about it. I mean, this is it's good stuff.
But it's absolutely fantastic. And boy, just thinking back, this is my 7th year here with the Generals, and just thinking of how technology have changed the way that we do things is pretty amazing.
Right.
Over the years.
And here's another thing, Chris. You were 2 for 2 in championships in your first 2 years here.
And then I fell off.
Have yet to deliver another, so you're due. You're due.
Cole Jackson leads on for the Generals. He takes a ball, 1-0. Cole from Young Harris College has 1,000 batting average. He's 3 for 3 this summer. All 3 hits there on Sunday night. Takes up and in for a ball, 2-0. Boy, he came in off the bench on Sunday night, and it was just amazing for those 3 at-bats.
Yeah, it's really not that easy to do, because a lot of times when you come up to the ballpark and you see your name not in the lineup, you kind of check out a little bit. It's hard not to.
And a swing, foul ball. That's going to be a souvenir for someone up on the hill tonight.
And then coach tells you, okay, get ready to go, loosen up, you're hitting. And he comes in there and he delivers not only 3 hits, but he picks up an RBI, and one of those 3 hits was a double.
Swings, bounces this one towards third. Third baseman Torres grabs it, throws to first in time for out number 1. Jackson no longer 1,000 batting average now. He's down to 750.
Yeah, that's tough. It's a tough honor to hold, I'll say.
It's going to bring up Santiago Garcia from Alabama State. He's 1 out of 10 so far this summer.
Yeah, this is the guy, if we can get him going, we could be quite dangerous.
And pitch up and in for a ball. He had 9 home runs at Alabama State this year. 63 RBIs. That's an amazing RBI total too. Swings, hits this one high, pretty deep into center field. Back goes Taylor, and he makes the catch in front of the wall for out number 2.
I thought it had a chance for a little bit. It takes quite a poke to get it out. The sign in center says that the dimensions are 380, but it is a deep park out there. Now, there is a little bit of wind, and it's pushing out towards center field, so maybe a little bit of wind aided there to Santiago, but just not able to get quite enough of it.
And it does seem like early in the summer the ball doesn't carry, got a fairly cool night. Temperatures in the 70s tonight. When you get those 90-degree evenings, the ball flies a little more. Pitch outside to Christian Prophet. 1 ball and no strikes. Christian from Florida Gulf Coast. 167 average this summer. He's 1 out of 6. Swings, fouls that one back. Another souvenir for the Hill crowd tonight. Yeah. See quite a few with their lawn chairs up on the hill near Kate Collins Middle School.
Well, you mentioned how it doesn't carry, and this place is a pretty good ballpark. The dimensions wouldn't tell you that it's all that large, but it seems to play large.
Pitch in the dirt, skips past the catcher over to the backstop, 2-1.
And the Generals were second to last in home runs in last year's Valley League contests, and it just makes me think back to when I was playing against Waynesboro. Now, this place seemed to play pretty large, but Zach Sterry made it look so small.
2-1 is high. Ball 3-1, and saw that he had retired there a few months back.
Yeah, he was in the Valley in 2016 out of Oakland, and I believe ended up getting drafted the very next year, and spent, I guess now 3 years. He tried 3 years, and I just found out it wasn't for him, and it's not always for everybody.
Pitch inside, ball 4, and Christian Prophet is aboard. First walk of the night for Broody. I'm going to bring up the number 9 hitter, Nick Neville. Nick plays his college ball at South Carolina. 1 for 7 this summer, a couple of RBIs, and he'll be batting left-handed against the righty, Broody. Prophet, pretty good lead over at first base. First pitch line towards the shortstop, who makes a backhanded grab for out number 3. So in the inning, no runs, no hits, no errors. Waynesboro leaves another runner on base. And as we get ready now to head to inning number 3, Covington and Waynesboro are all tied up at a game apiece. I just can't get over how beautiful of a night this is. Yeah, it makes you think about what's coming up later in the summer. If you have a budding baseball player in your dugout, did you know that each team in the Valley League offers youth baseball camps for players aged, and I believe the Generals offer from 6 to 14. Now, this is your player's chance to work closely with the players in this league. Now, to attend the Waynesboro Generals camp, all you need to do to find out all the information is go to waynesborogenerals.net. That's waynesborogenerals.net. Like I said, there's 3 camps coming up this summer for all levels of baseball expertise. And I'm going to tell you what, the kids absolutely love it. And it seems like once they come back again and again and again.
Absolutely. And, we're talking about getting your kids with some of these players that end up in the major leagues.
Right.
We've got plenty of major league alumni in the, Valley League alumni in the major leagues. And, the league seems to be growing back to what it was previously. And we're starting to get a lot more draft picks out of this league.
Jeff Fife doing the dizzy bat race out on the... I don't think the little girl's going to be extremely dizzy. I don't think she went around too many times.
Yeah, this is...
Whoa! The boy took a nosedive there near third base.
Somebody's got to help him off here. We're ready to start this ball game back up.
Third inning, and back on the hill for the Generals, Nick Zegna from George Mason. Going to be facing 9-1-2, Cofield, Taylor, and Nazario as we get to the third inning. Cofield, University of North Carolina Tar Heels, and he takes a called strike. Only 4 at-bats so far this summer, yet to have a base hit.
I got here a little bit late, was one of the later additions on this roster for this Covington team.
0-1, check swing, pulls back. Ball to the backstop, 1-1.
And he did show bunting, and Neville is at third, and he's back a bit, so pretty decent idea out of there by Caulfield.
1-1, outside ball 2. 2 balls and 1 strike to the sophomore from Westchester, Pennsylvania. Swing, there's a bouncer towards third. Over to grab it is the third baseman Neville. Throw to first, in time for the out. Well, he had to do everything perfect to get him down there. The ball wasn't hit very hard.
Yeah, give Caulfield a lot of credit for that hard 90 there that he pulled. Neville had to come over it, like you said, had to do everything perfectly because it was so far away from him. But that was the only chance they had to get it. If Profit would have fielded that ball from his shortstop position, there's no way they'd get him in time.
Jeff Taylor back up, left-handed batter. First ball swinging, lines it into right field for a base hit. Quickly over to grab it is the right fielder, Kinker, to get it back in. Taylor, who had struck out his first time, now 1 for 2 on the night. He's aboard for Pedro Nazario. Pedro grounded out to the third baseman back in the first inning.
Yeah, good bat here for the Lumberjacks. 333 on the season so far. A guy that has been in the top of their lineup all year and continues to really give opposing teams fits.
Swing, line drive into center. That's a base hit. Quickly over to get it is the center fielder Tate. Turning, heading towards third is the runner. He'll be there safe. And on the throw, taking second base is going to be Nazario. So Covington going to have runners at second and third with 1 down.
Yeah, and that's a situation there. Once you bobble that throw in center field, if you're Jackson Tate, you know you're not going to get the runner at third. Now your primary goal is to keep Pedro off of second. Instead, airmails the throw over top of the cutoff man, and Pedro Nazario moves right into scoring position as well.
How does that one go down then? A base
so
hit?
That goes as a single, and then he just moves up on the throw.
On the throw,
yeah.
Okay. So runners at second and third. Christian Torres, who swings and fouls this one back to our left. Torres, a base hit, his first time up.
Clark playing well back at first base. Neville somewhat in at third, so looks like they'll concede a run to just about anybody but third base and the pitcher.
Pitch in the dirt, a ball and a strike. Playing the top of the third inning, a 1-1. game. 1 run, 4 hits for Covington. 1, 2, and 0 for the Generals.
This is equally, it's exactly like last inning for the Generals for the Lumberjacks.
Slow roller to second is going to score a run as Lopez grabs it and throws him out. An RBI ground out for Christian Torres. It scores Jeff Taylor, and Covington now with a 2-1 lead.
Well, that's exactly what I was thinking there with Torres at the plate. That's exactly the guy that you don't want to see up for the Gens, but it's exactly who you do want to see for Covington, as he's got that .444 batting average coming into today, and has been the hottest hitter for the Lumberjacks.
Here comes your man, Matthew Cochadefaro.
There you go.
Right-handed batter, swing and a miss at the first pitch, 0-1. Hit a base hit and an RBI back in the first inning. He's got a runner over at third base, just 90 feet away. Pitch in there, called strike, 0-2 quickly. Zegna heading the count. He's been pretty much all around the plate so far tonight.
Yeah, nothing really to his fault. Maybe he's leaving the pitches a bit over the plate, a little too much plate for these hitters, but really give credit to Covington for depositing those into the outfield.
Swing, and boy, just gets a little piece of that one, nubs it foul. And the count's going to hold it, no balls and 2 strikes. Cochadefaro can keep the inning alive. Amos is on deck. Swing, bouncer to short, Profit backhands it. Throw to first, in time for out number 3. Nice defense there as well. In the inning, a run, 2 base hits, no errors, and they leave a runner on base to the Covington Lumberjacks. So we head to the bottom of the third. Waynesboro trails Covington now 2-1. Another one of my favorite times of the night now. Ty, we get to talk about the great folks at Sheetz.
There you go.
We talked about Subway a little while ago, one of our great sponsors. Sheetz, of course, the perfect place to go for busy lifestyles. And do they get any busier than what you do?
Not, I'm sure there are a lot of people out there that are more busy than I am, but continue.
I bet you stop into Sheetz because you have weird hours of needing something to eat. And
you would be right.
You just drive by and you see those red lights up there and you think, ooh.
Oh,
Sheetz,
yeah.
I love their food.
Big Sheetz guy.
Breakfast, lunch, dinner, a late night snack. Don't forget to download the app. It's built to power your Sheetz run. You can find the closest Sheetz store, enter your My Sheetz card. You can buy a gift card, get mobile offers, and a lot more. I always like it. I go by and get their hot dogs, 2 for $1.
Yeah,
At Sheetz.
great deal there.
I do that quite often. They have tater tots there now too. I love tater tots.
You're a tater tots proponent, huh?
Yeah. My kindergarten class this year, it's one of the first things I taught them to spell. They said, and we need to spell 3-letter words. One of the first words I taught them to spell was tot.
Tot, nice.
Tot, T-O-T. Jam was another one. So anything I could think of that, consisted of food 3 letters, I think we learned those. Kobe Lopez is going to lead off the bottom of the third. But by the way, Sheetz, big thank you to them. We're ever so appreciative. They're part of our live streams. Kobe Lopez, base hit, stolen base, and scored a run back in the first inning. First pitch to Kobe is low and in for a ball, 1-0. Jeff Fife holding his imaginary football or whatever. Now he's got a real one. There's a bouncer up the middle, shortstop. Grabs it from his position, throw to first, in time for the out. We haven't seen Kobe retired very many times this year so far.
Yeah, definitely not a familiar sight.
So Kobe now 1 for 2 on the night. 1 down, nobody aboard. That's going to bring up Joseph Kinker from Florida Gulf Coast, who flew out to right field his first time up. Kinker, great year for the Eagles there at Florida Gulf Coast this year. .324 batting average, 7 home runs, 40 RBI.
Yeah, most likely a freshman All-American there from Florida Gulf Coast.
And pitch to him. In there for a called strike, 0-1. Bo Broody on the mound for Covington tonight from Wakefield, Rhode Island. Hey, giving up just a run on 2 hits. There's another strike, 0-2. He's quickly ahead of Kinker. As you mentioned, just finished up his freshman year. Florida Gulf Coast comes from down in Northport, Florida. There's a hard hit ball towards the shortstop. It bounces high. Grabbed by the shortstop. Throw to first. Nice stretch by the first baseman, Sanfilippo. Boy, Cofield and Sanfilippo both did a great job on that one.
Yeah, ball right off of the lip of the grass here. Shot it straight up in the air. It was going to make it a tough play for the shortstop, but give him a lot of credit for getting rid of that as soon as he got it, really. And then a good stretch at first base. Probably the difference there is Kinker was getting down the line nicely.
Right. 2 down, nobody aboard. That'll bring up Ethan Cady, East Tennessee State. Cady, a strikeout victim his first time up, and he takes a called strike. No balls and 1 strike. Wes Clark on deck. Should Cady be able to keep the inning alive? Brody's 0-1. Inside, ball 1. Count even at a ball and a strike. Swing and a miss. 1 ball, 2 strikes. The count. Pitch low and away. Count even. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Cady, of course, began his college career in his freshman year at Lipscomb, transferred to Columbia State Community College. Now plays his ball at East Tennessee State. 5 homers, 24 RBIs for the Buccaneers this year. He swings, gets that one off the end of the bat. It's hit into center field. Over almost into left field is Taylor to make the catch for out number 3 in a quick 1-2-3 inning for Bo Broody. We head to the 3rd inning. Waynesboro trailing Covington 2-1 here at Integrity Home Mortgage Park at Kate Collins Field. Mentioning our sponsors of our live stream, want to once again thank the great folks at Subway. Well, I tell you, we're ever so appreciative that they're sponsoring our live streams. Mentioned 39 restaurants here in the Shenandoah Valley. You can stop by any one of them. You can pick yourself up a great sandwich. You can pick yourself up some fantastic chips and drinks. You know, something else I like at Subway, I don't think we talked about the other night, they have some fantastic cookies there, too.
Yeah, Subway really just, they do it right.
Yeah, it would be a great slogan for them. They do it right.
We do it right.
Oh, but great folks. Fine folks from Subway, also a proud sponsor of the Valley League All-Star Game. Independently owned and operated, so stop by, pick yourself up some dinner. Hey, if you're within our listening ears tonight, I'm sure there's a Subway store near you. So as we get ready to head to the inning, Nick Zegna going to be back out for his 4th inning of work. He's given up 2 runs on 4 hits so far.
Yeah, Covington's really jumped on him early in counts. He's not been able to just really get that get-me-over strike. And as they've jumped on that get-me-over strike and drilled it into some gaps, and give Covington a lot of credit. They're swinging the bats.
Leading off for Covington is going to be the catcher Logan Amos, who grounded out to the first baseman his first time up. And the pitch to him is low and in for a ball, 1-0. Amos plays his college ball at VCU. 3 homers, 23 RBIs for the Rams this year. Pitch up high for a ball, now 2-0. Hails from down in Powhatan, Virginia. 2-0. And that one's hit past the shortstop into left field for a base hit. 5th hit of the night for the Lumberjacks. Amos is aboard with that leadoff single. Tyler Sanfilippo steps in 0 for 1 on the night. Flew out to the center fielder back in the 1st inning, or in the 2nd inning. Sanfilippo, .295 average at Wagner this year. A couple of home runs, 36 RBIs. Pitch misses to him there for a ball, 1-0. Pitch up and away, ball 2-0.
Really a carbon copy of how Amos's at-bat went. fell behind 2-0. I had to deliver that, get me over strike again. And Covington, like I said, right before this inning started, has been jumping all over it.
2-0, swung on and popped way up in the air towards right field. Coming in is the right fielder, Kinker. He's going to make the catch for out number 1. One down, one aboard here in top of the 4th inning. For Joe Fortin from Rhode Island, he flew out to right field his first time up. Plays his college ball at Rhode Island, but hails from Los Angeles. So he's a big Laker, Dodger, and Kobe Bryant fan.
Oh, I'm sure. Well, and we've got Kobe Lopez,
who was
out at
named
second
after,
base,
right.
who was named after Kobe Bryant.
Throw to first, diving back in safe. Over there is Amos. That was a pretty close play over there at first. Pitch to Fortin. He hits that one high down the left field line and foul. No balls and 1 strike. Took a while for Fortin to get back in the box here, but he is set and ready. Runner gets his lead over at first. That's Amos. Throw to first, diving back in safe. That was a pretty close play as well. Happy to be a part of your Tuesday evening. I'm Chris Losh. We have Ty Comer with us here as well. Glad to be at Integrity Home Mortgage Park at K. Collins Field in Waynesboro. Again, throw to first, and Amos dives back in safe.
All right, Chris, we're well into the ball game now, and I think it's time. Let's take a guess at this attendance here.
I believe there's more than was here on Sunday night, maybe? Pitch up and away for a ball, 1-1.
I don't know. You think so? You think there's more here than on Sunday night?
I had a different angle this Sunday night, too. I was sitting over in that position.
That's true.
So. Yeah, Sunday there may have been more people on the bleachers over here. Swing. There's a high fly ball to left field. Taking a few steps to his right is Katie. He's going to make the catch. And retreating to first base is Amos. 2 down in the inning. Runner aboard. That'll bring up Easton Jones, who struck out his first time up. Easton from UNC Asheville. Do have to say, pretty nice crowd for a Tuesday night at the ballpark. Swing and a miss. 0-1 to Jones. See a lot of kids playing catch or whatever they play out there.
I also see someone climbing up the bleachers here. Probably a dangerous situation there.
I'm not sure they're supposed to be doing that.
Yeah, I don't think so either.
0-1. In the dirt goes to the backstop, and Amos is going to take second base. Second wild pitch of the night from Zegna.
Well, while we mentioned that that Zegna's been around the plate and Covington has done a nice job of stringing some singles together, they don't have anything but singles. So, it's the situations like those, the wild pitches, that have put them in really good chances to score, and they've, taken advantage of their opportunities. We just can't continue to put them in those spots there.
Ball's fouled up onto the hill to our right. A ball and 2 strikes. If Jones can keep the inning alive, number 9 hitter Cofield is on deck. 1-2. It's rolled slowly foul down the third base line. See a lot of orange in the crowd tonight.
Which is odd because obviously neither team wearing orange. Speaking of which, both teams wearing red tonight.
Yeah, that's a little different.
It always throws me off.
Pitch outside and low for a ball, 2-2. Generals with their red jerseys. Covington with red with black sleeves. That's about as much as I know about fashion.
That's all you got, huh?
That's it. And sometimes I don't even get the colors right. Pitch is found back to the screen, 2-2. I remember saying something to one of my kids at school this year. Hey, this is, you're wearing that's a nice looking whatever color shirt. And she looked at me and she said, are you colorblind? I never mentioned a color. I would just say, that's a nice looking shirt.
There you go. That's a way around it.
I learned my lesson. Check swing. That pitch just misses, and the count's now full. 3 balls and 2 strikes. Top of the 4th inning tonight in Waynesboro. It's Covington 2, Waynesboro 1. Lumberjacks with 2 outs. Runner at second base. Pitch misses outside, ball 4. So first walk of the night, I believe, for Zegna. And that will bring up Tom Cofield, who grounded out to the third baseman his first time up. Caulfield, only 7 at-bats for the Tar Heels this year down at North Carolina. 286 average, had 2 RBIs. So you have 2 RBIs and 7 at-bats. That's pretty amazing.
Yeah, it's good, good ratio.
First pitch to Caulfield, in there for a called strike. And the count's no balls, 1 strike. Amos still out there at second base. It's been a long inning out there on the mound for Zegna.
Yeah, if he can just find a way to get an out here, just continue to keep your team in the game. Obviously not your best stuff, giving up 5 hits in these first 3 innings. You just got to continue to keep your team in the ball game as long as you can, and hopefully that offense will pick up soon.
Pitch low for a ball. 1 ball, 1 strike. 2 down, runner at second, 2-1. Covington leads. Pitch misses again. 2 balls and 1 strike.
Big pitch right here. You don't want to fall behind 3-1. And, we're going to see a visit from Ryan Mossman, pitching coach Ryan Mossman, that really shows you how big this pitch is. You really don't want to fall behind 3-1, especially to a 9-hole hitter. Jeff Taylor, a guy that's already singled off of you. You don't want to give a good hitter's count to Caulfield, obviously, as well. So you got 1 runner in scoring position right now. A walk would move a guy up, and you'd have the bases loaded. You have 2 guys in scoring position for the top of your order, and not a place that Mossman wants Zegna to be, and I'm sure not a spot that Zegna wants to be in either.
He's got everybody from the infield out on the mound right now. Again, 2-1, Covington leading Waynesboro tonight as we play the top of the 4th.
Gens are off again tomorrow night after being off last night. They'll be back in action Thursday on the road, and that's a big one to watch for. That's the first time that Coach Cole will go back to Newmarket.
Swing and a miss. Trying to pick off at second base, but the runner Amos is back in safe. 2 balls and 2 strikes now to Caulfield.
So I'm not sure if that's a Mossman initiated thing there. I think Senti maybe would have talked to Profit there and told him, like, hey, I've been watching him and he's getting those big leads out there. I'm going to throw him behind. But
pitch in the dirt. Count now full. 3 balls, 2 strikes.
Well, that was a big miss there too for Zegna, because now the Covington runners get a head start, and a single will most likely score without a play at the plate.
Zegna again on the mound. 6'5", 220-pound sophomore from George Mason. Both runners take off. There's a line drive into center for a base hit. Rounding third is Amos coming in to score, and the Generals now trail 3-1. RBI single for Caulfield.
Yeah, just a great swing there from the shortstop. Blistered that right back up the middle.
His first RBI, first base hit of the summer for Caulfield. That'll bring up Jeff Taylor. Jeff 1 for 2 tonight, has a base hit, scored a run back in the 3rd inning. Swing and a miss. No balls and 1 strike.
Well, 4 games into the 4th inning. This is the first time that the Generals have trailed by more than 1 run, so it's been a good run to this point. But Covington definitely have brought their bats over the mountain for this contest here.
Swing, foul back towards us, and the count is 0-2. And this is a situation right now. He wants to go ahead and get him out.
Absolutely. But also you got to be careful. 0-2 count. You hate to give up hits in. It's not one where you want to waste a pitch. And I think that's a common misconception, is that 0-2 is a time to waste one and see if he can chase. But
pitch up and away for a ball. Pretty much looks like what he did there.
Yeah, he wasted that one a bit. But at the same time, you really don't want to go after Taylor in an 0-2 count.
Runners at first and second for the Lumberjacks.
I shouldn't say you don't want to go after him. You don't want to give him something too good to hit.
Fouls that one back off the screen, and the count remains at 1-2.
As a pitcher, you always want to go after your opponent.
Right.
Obviously, it's and just got to be hard nosed. Got to hit a spot here, though. It's Zegna has struck out just 2 guys to this point. Hasn't really had the strikeout pitch going. What would be a big here to find it.
Zegna ready, 1-2. Call strike 3. That's what he needed. Strikeout number 3 on the night. In the inning, a run, 2 hits, no errors, 2 runners left on base. The Lumberjacks have left 4 in the first 4 innings. And as we head to the bottom of the 4th, it's Covington 3 and Waynesboro 1. Well, I know you got this one already marked on your calendar, Ty. The Valley League All-Star Game is coming up Sunday, July the 7th at 7:30 at Veterans Memorial Park on the JMU campus in Harrisonburg. Please plan on coming out and taking in all the action. Now, the game starts at 7:30, but the fun will begin around 3:30 in the afternoon with batting practice. The 60-yard dash, the home run derby starts at 5:20. Tickets only $5. What else can you do for $5?
Not a lot.
You can't go to a half a movie for $5.
You're right.
Or anything like that.
Right about that.
Tickets $5 for adults, $3 for kids 3 to 12, and the kids 3 to 12 can get in free if they come in their baseball uniform. So mark those calendars. Sunday, July 7th, 7:30, Veterans Memorial Park on the JMU campus in Harrisonburg. You can come on out, join us, and see tomorrow's superstars play. And it's got to be really, really cool to be involved in the All-Star Game.
Absolutely. It's really a culmination of what these guys have done it's more than the first half. A lot of times people think that this is the first half, but it's really towards the back quarter of it's really what you've done in the first 3 quarters of the year to get you into the All-Star Game. And it's fun to watch all the best players from all the teams in the league come in and really have a lot of fun together. And they get to play with even more new players than they didn't know before. And that's just why baseball is one of the greatest sports, man. It's such a networking thing. You can get to know so many people.
Wes Clark, first ball hitting, hits it over the third baseman's head down the left field line for a base hit. Makes a huge turn at first, but stops there. So Wes Clark, 2 for 2 on the night with a couple of base hits. That'll bring up Jackson Tate. Makes him 6 for 12 on the season now.
Yeah, he's seeing the ball well right now. It's he mentioned his approach, and he feels he can really hit any pitch right now.
Pitch inside for a ball. 1 ball, no strikes. Jackson Tate fouled out his first time up.
But Wes was talking in his interview the other night about how he's just gotten his pitches. It's just seemed to go his way here recently. He's gotten his pitches and he's done a lot with them.
Pitches up high. Quick throw down to first base, but the runner is back safely. So the count 2 balls and no strikes.
Good situation for Jackson Tate to show off that power here. He's had very nice power numbers at Lawson State this year.
Big swing on that one, hits it to the third baseman. He bobbles it a little bit, throws to second for 1 on to first. Safe at first base. But they get the lead runner on the fielder's choice as Wes Clark is eliminated.
Yeah, once he bobbled that one a little bit, that was enough to give Jackson Tate enough time to slip in at first. But give him credit there at third base for continuing on with the play and delivering a nice throw to second base for out number 1.
Cole Jackson from Young Harris stands in, takes a called strike, 0-1. Cole grounded out to the third baseman his first time up. There's a grounder to the second baseman. He grabs it, flips to short, covering for one on to first, 2. The 4-6-3 double play, and the Generals go down quickly in the bottom half of the fourth inning. No runs, a hit, nobody left on base. Heading now to the fifth, it's Covington 3 and Waynesboro 1. Once again, a big thanks to the folks that make our live streams possible. Without the live stream, and without our sponsors, we wouldn't be able to bring you those live streams. So we ask you to go out and help support the great folks at Subway Restaurants. Still 39 Subway restaurants in the Shenandoah Valley. Plenty of places for you to stop by, grab yourself something fantastic to eat, and you will not be a bit disappointed. What's your favorite kind of bread there, Ty? They always ask you that question when you go.
I always I'm boring. I get the wheat.
All right. I always do the white bread. So.
Okay. But
I like most of mine toasted.
Yeah, oh yeah. They've got other good stuff. The Italian herbs and cheese, you can't go wrong with that one. And then they've got this new one this year, the jalapeno, something the jalapeno bread, but it has little jalapenos on top of the bread. It's good stuff. Good stuff.
Subway again. Big thank you to the great folks from Subway. Hope you'll slip on by Subway. Make it what you want. We get ready to head to inning number 5 tonight in Waynesboro. Nazario Torres going to be leading it off.
You didn't want to say. You want to say the
Coach
third guy?
Coach Adefaro.
I was wondering. I was waiting on that third guy in the lineup.
Something caught my attention down below, and I got sidetracked there for just a minute. Maybe it was all that food I saw Mike Meadows carrying down there.
Yeah.
Oh, now he's got T-shirts.
Yeah, this is the best hands in the stands here. We do have a new pitcher out there, Chris. Number 24. Not on the roster to this point.
All right, these balls are almost ready.
Well,
Give the ball now. All right, one last round. Everybody, throw the ball.
I'm not quite sure who that is. You know what, Chris? I will run down and I will be right back.
All right.
And I will find out for all three of us, Brian Lunster included, our BA guy.
We got to get Brian in here to do the game with us one night. That would be a lot of fun. So we'll tell you who the pitcher is coming up. He's a right-hander. He's got 2, 3, and 4 in the lineup due up. Certainly do appreciate you tuning into our ball game here on this Tuesday evening. Looks like everybody's having a great time down below with Jeff Fife's Throw the Tennis Balls. I think best hands in the valley contest. I see Gus even has a ball down there. Gus with the great Heavens Mountain Band that you can catch performing all over the area. So the unknown pitcher right now for the Generals is going to be pitching to Pedro Nazario. Shows bunt, pulls back, takes a called strike. Gets Neville from third base coming in. He was playing all the way back. 0-1, outside and low for a ball, 1-1.
It is. All right.
Out of breath?
Yes, I'm out of shape, first of all. I'll let you know that.
1-1 pitch is popped fouling out of play. Ball and 2 strikes.
It is Tyler Shuck from Florida Gulf Coast.
Okay.
All right.
He's a 6'3" right-hander, 205-pound junior from Cape Coral, Florida.
You have to excuse me, folks. That was quite the sprint there.
Pitch is in the dirt. 2 balls, 2 strikes.
All that with basically not missing a pitch. So
Right. I was going to say, you were right back here. I thought maybe somebody told you along the way.
No, got all the way down and spoke to the head man himself.
2-2 from Shuck. He fouls it back over our head, and the count remains 2 balls and 2 strikes. Shuck had a 7-1 record at Florida Gulf Coast this year, 4.01 ERA. Appeared in 17 games. 4 of those were starts, through 51 2/3 innings for the Eagles. 2-2 from Shuck. This is ball 3 now. 3 balls and 2 strikes.
Yeah, this partnership that the Generals have had with Florida Gulf Coast has been a very good one. We had Alex Brait last year, was one of their top guys.
Swing, broken bat, as that one's looped into center field for a base hit.
Bat dies a hero there.
So base hit for Nazario. He's now 2 for 3 on the evening. It's going to bring up Christian Torres, who's 1 for 2. Had a base hit back in the first inning and an RBI his last time up. Tyler Shuck, son of Bill and Kirsten Shuck. Favorite athlete is Peyton Manning. Says if he can meet anybody, he'd like to meet Chris Sale.
There you go. That's another Florida Gulf Coast guy right there. Did you know that, Chris?
I did. I did not know that.
Yeah, Florida Gulf Coast.
Torres stands in throw to first, diving back in safely.
He goes
Here's
from
Nazario.
being in Florida Gulf Coast to first Chicago, cold and windy.
Right.
And then, Boston. Also cold.
I guess once you get used to it. Pitch outside for a ball, 1-0. There's so many great warm places you could be playing baseball in the majors, though.
Oh, yeah. Or at least places, inside.
Right. There's a foul back to the screen, a ball and a strike.
I'm surprised with these new stadiums that a team would ever go from, being in the north to having a dome to going to the natural surface like Minnesota.
Yeah.
I would have always thought that team would just be a dome-centric type place because it's tough to get games in early April in Minnesota.
Exactly. 1-1 in the dirt. Nice stop behind the plate. Garcia counts now 2 balls and 1 strike.
And that's why you see a lot of turf fields in the north too. And you got schools that I know for a fact that have them, like teams like Northeastern in Boston.
Right.
Because those games you're playing games in Boston in February, so you kind of need them.
Runner takes off from first, pitches low and away, throw high to second. He's going to be safe. So stolen base from Nazario. Count now 3-1 to Torres. Shuck's got himself in a little bit of trouble to get this inning underway.
Yeah, this portion of the lineup for the Lumberjacks caused a lot of problems tonight. Nazario with 2 hits, Torres with 1, Coach Defaro with 1, and Amos right after that with 1 as well.
Pitch is away for ball 4, and the first 2 runners in the inning have reached base. It's first walk for Shuck. And that's going to bring up Coach Defaro, who, as you mentioned, a base hit and an RBI in the first. Ground out his last time up. He's 1 for 2 on the night. He's from Dumont, New Jersey. A business major there at the New Jersey Institute of Technology. Swing and a miss. In fact, he loses his bat and is now holding his arm.
Yeah, he does not look to be all that comfortable.
Do a little stretches, shaking it off there a little bit. Coach Defaro, the son of Joseph and Laura, Coach Defaro. 4 home runs, 29 RBIs in his college ball this year.
Getting a nice hand from Mike Meadows down there. Mike's excited to see that Coach Defaro is staying in the ball game, showing some toughness.
0-1 the count as he does step back in. Tyler Shuck ready. 2 on, nobody out here in the 5th. That one's hit hard into left field for a base hit. Rounding third, coming in to score is Nazario. Getting the wave around, coming in to score as well is Torres. It's a 2 RBI double for Coach Adefaro, and Covington now leads 5-1.
Boy, all sorts of problems down there in the left field corner for Katie on that one. You don't usually see a double without even a thought of a throw to home. The cutoff man there didn't even have the ball as Torres was coming around to score. So, but a big bounce back there for Coach Adefaro, and it seems to be just fine to me.
Going to bring up Logan Amos, 1 for 2 on the night. Base hit, scored a run his last time up. And swinging a foul straight back. No balls, 1 strike.
Now, one of the funniest part of the Valley League is, you know, I go out and there's a couple of players sitting up here charting pitches for Waynesboro, and I ask, I was like, do you guys know who this is? And they say, no. He is brand new. So you got guys that you're playing with that probably don't even know your name.
That pitch grounded foul. No balls, 2 strikes. And that's the difficulty, especially for, say, the first half of the year, because a lot of these teams still have players coming in from teams that are in the college playoffs there. Watched a couple of games over the last few nights. But UCLA game was pretty fun to watch last night.
Yep. We're still waiting. We've got Ethan Murray from Duke.
Right.
And then we've got 2 guys from Eastern Carolina.
There's a bouncer foul over into the Lumberjack dugout. Cal still 0-2.
Both of those teams have advanced to super regionals. And we should get, I think his name's Gunnar Peterson from Illinois State. They just lost. He might spend a little bit of time at home and then make his way down. But they were in a regional championship final. Came up just a little bit short, but 3 teams that are represented here on the Generals playing very well to this point, trying to get into that College World Series.
Pitch outside for a ball, 1-2. Nothing like great college baseball, which I guess you got to see a lot of it down at William & Mary this year.
I did. I was lucky enough to be the voice of the tribe. And that was, that was a bit easier. I would show up, they'd have everything set up for me, and I'd be ready to call the game, and I'd call it, and I'd head out.
Runner takes off from second, throw down to third, and he is safe. The pitch was a ball, so it should be 2-2 to Amos, but runner over at third base right now. Still nobody out in the inning. Long inning for Tyler Shuck. Gave up a base hit, a stolen base, a walk, and then a 2 RBI double. Now another stolen base. There's a swing and a miss. Strike 3. The first out of the inning. First strikeout for Shuck.
That's a big first out for him, too. Get you settled in a little bit, new place, new teammates.
Gonna bring up Tyler Sanfilippo, 0 for 2 tonight. A couple of flyouts.
I just love the way that Covington has played tonight. Just so aggressive, and not only at the plate, but they're aggressive on the base paths. Bo Brudy's been very aggressive on the mound. It's been fun to watch.
Pitch in there for a called strike. So head in the count is Tyler Shuck. No balls and 1 strike. Pitch fouled back, and the count quickly 0-2. See the 50-50 tickets being sold down below us as well.
I believe that is Christian Dearman, Alex Tyson.
There's a line drive into right field. It's going to fall in for a base hit. Coming in to score the 6th run of the night for the Lumberjacks is Coach Devereaux. RBI single for San Filippo. And it's 6-1 Covington. And still only 1 out in the inning.
A little confused as to what happened there. Kinker came in. I mean, he's playing pretty deep out there in right, but came in pretty nonchalantly when I thought that he might have had a chance to make that play. Instead, an RBI single there for San Filippo.
Going to bring up Joe Fortin. Joe 0 for 2, a couple of flyouts on the night. He hits a slow roller foul up the first base line. Flew out to right field in the 2nd, flew out to left field in the 4th.
Situation where you got to stop the bleeding if you're the Gins right here.
There's a line shot towards the gap in left center. It's going to get down and roll to the fence. Rounding third is San Filippo. He's going to come in to score. It's an RBI double from Joe Fortin, and the inning just keeps on going.
Yeah, they have broken it open now, and this is not something we're used to seeing here in Waynesboro.
7-1, 10 hits in the ball game already for the Lumberjacks.
Covington making a statement that that opening night where their offense was held to not a lot of hits was not a very good representative of their team. They're a good offensive ball club, as they were last year, and that's going to be it for Tyler Shuck. That's a tough first outing here in Waynesboro.
Definitely. But Coach Cole comes out to the mound, and he's going to make that pitching change.
Yeah, 4 earned runs to this point. He's also going to be responsible for Joe Fortin out at second base as well, and they're going to turn to a lefty to try and get things settled down a little bit here. Looks to be number 18. We again don't have on the roster. So it must be another new guy.
This is where we miss Tyler Hoffman, who's out of town here this week.
Yep, he's enjoying himself in Mexico.
Let's hope he's enjoying himself in Mexico.
Oh, this is Matt Mercer from ETSU.
Yeah, Matt Mercer. 6 foot, 190-pound junior from Chattanooga, Tennessee. He was 1-2 this year at East Tennessee State, 4.80 ERA, 21 games. One of those was a start to 30 innings for the Buccaneers. As you mentioned, lefty going to be on the mound. Got Easton Jones due up next. Easton 0 for 1 on the night, a strikeout and a walk.
We know who this is? 18?
Yeah, this is
18?
Matthew Mercer.
Okay, he's not listed on here with it. Matthew Mercer, where's he from?
ETSU.
So 4 already in here in this inning. For the Covington Lumberjacks, they lead 7-1. 7 runs and 10 hits for Covington. A run and 3 hits for the Generals tonight. I've been going back and forth between sitting and standing. I was hoping one would bring better luck.
Yeah, it's
But neither one is doing well tonight.
It's been a rough outing. You never want to say that a team's due for an outing like this, but definitely a tough look here tonight. And it's not over. A lot of baseball left to play. When you go to the bottom of the 5th, you'll have the 5th, 6th, 7th, 8th, and 9th. So most likely 5 frames left for you. A lot of time to get those runs made up, but it's the same situation. They're going to have to slow them up a little bit here, and still good hitting situation for ETSU. Or excuse me, I just heard you say ETSU, but a good situation here for Covington with Fortin at second base with just 1 away.
Easton Jones steps in. First pitch misses for a ball, 1-0.
And Cole turning to Matt Mercer here. Mercer was the top win getter on that Newmarket Rebels team last year for Coach Cole. So a guy that he's definitely familiar with.
The 1-0 is hit to the second baseman, Lopez. To his right, backhands it, throws him out. On the play, 2 outs in the inning, but the runner Fortin is going to take third base for Tom Caulfield. Had an RBI base hit his last time up, and that was a tough at bat that he stood in for there.
The shortstop, number 26, Tom Caulfield.
Caulfield grounded out his first time up, then a RBI base hit from the UNC Tar Heels. Runner at third, 2 down. Pitch low and away for a ball. 2-0. Something you might find interesting, because I think I saw on the back of your phone you've got the Capitals, Washington Capitals.
I do.
On your phone. See that Tom Caulfield's Uncle Jay was on the 1991 and 92 Stanley Cup champion Pittsburgh Penguins team. In their first strike, 1-1.
That's not what I like to hear, Chris.
But very interesting stat, I thought.
It is. It is.
Is it Uncle Jay?
Worth noting.
One outside and low ball, two balls and 1 strike. And if you haven't already wondered, I'm not turning into the Incredible Hulk. I'm like green over here tonight.
Yeah.
We did die at camp today,
Good stuff.
and I may be green for a while, I think. Swing and a miss. He was trying to hit that one out of the ballpark. 2-2. Big pitch here for Mercer. 2-2. I believe time must have been called. So 2 balls, 2 strikes. Runner at third. 7-1 Covington leads. We're in the top half of the 5th inning. What has turned out to be a very long top half of the 5th for the Generals. There's a bouncer up the middle. It's going to make it through into center field for a base hit. Another RBI single for Caulfield. Fortin comes in to score. It's 5 in this inning, and it's now an 8-1 ball game.
Yeah, the hits just keep on coming for the Lumberjacks. And boy, what a game that Caulfield's turning into this point. 2 singles to center field in his last 2 at bats with RBIs tacked on to both.
Got to bring up Jeff Taylor. Taylor, the 9th batter to come to the plate this inning. He takes a ball, has a strikeout, single, scored a run, and another strikeout. Pitch in there for a called strike. 1-1. Swing and a miss, and ahead in the count is Mercer at 1 ball, 2 strikes. Swing and a miss, and the inning finally comes to an end for the Waynesboro Generals. In the inning, 5 runs, 5 hits, and 1 runner left on base for Covington. We head to the bottom of the 5th. We're halfway through the ball game. It is 8-1. Lumberjacks in the lead.
Attention Generals fans, we've got our concessions closing at 9 p.m. tonight. Just also to let you know, we have some delicious...
Time to once again talk about the great folks over at Sheets, bringing you our live stream. The live stream wouldn't be possible without the fine folks from Sheets. I'd like to mention they are perfect for any busy lifestyle. You can get everything, including gas, there at Sheets. It's built to power up your Sheets run. You can find the closest Sheets store, add your My Sheets card. You can buy a gift card, get mobile offers, view nutritional details, and a lot more. And of course, when you go into Sheets, They have got it all, boy, from the made-to-order food to all the great convenience store items that you find in there. I even find sodas and soft drinks I've never seen any other place other than Sheetz before. So slip on by and check them out if you haven't done so lately. In fact, I drive by Sheetz when I leave the ballpark every night.
We had a scary situation here in Waynesboro just a couple nights ago there at Sheetz.
When we were I was heading home from the game Sunday night. And there were a lot of cop cars. So the General's going to try to at least get him a run or two back here this inning. Santiago Garcia going to be leading off. Bo Broody been sitting on the bench for a good while.
Yeah, so this is an opportunity for the Gens to maybe hopefully strike back.
He swings and bounces it all past there through the third baseman into left field.
Well, and you mentioned it, Chris. Not only has Broody been sitting a while, but this team on defense, while they've been running around the base paths quite often,
right,
they haven't really had to. Really haven't made a lot of plays here in the last few innings, but maybe an opportunity for the Gens. It's not you don't have to get it all back at once. Like we said, they've got quite a few frames left, but they do have to respond here, I think.
And Christian Prophet steps in, takes inside for a ball. So error on the third baseman, Torres, on the last play. So the Generals get that leadoff runner aboard with nobody down. Count is 1 ball and 1 strike to Prophet. He walked back in the second inning.
Yeah, it's 2 balls. 2 balls.
2 balls.
Strikes, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, and not on you there, Chris. That one was up on the scoreboard. It's tough sometimes to.
2-0, fouled up onto the hill, so the count's 2-1.
When you see it up there, it's just like, well, it's up on the board. It's got to be right, and you kind of doubt yourself sometimes. It's not easy.
Hey, I must have seen that wrong.
Yeah.
So 2 balls, 1 strike. Nobody out, runner at first, bottom of the 5th, 8-1. I think I'm seeing that right. I think they got that right on the scoreboard.
Yeah, you're seeing that one right, unfortunately.
Pitch misses for a ball, 3-1. And again, Broody on the night with 1 strikeout, 1 walk on the evening. 3-1. Misses ball 4 to the first 2 runners for the Generals aboard with nobody down. Both walks on the night have gone to Christian Prophet. It's going to bring up Nick Neville. He lined out to the shortstop his first time up.
Well, if Neville could work his way on, which he's a very formidable opponent as well, but if he can work his way on, you get on for the top, you load the bases possibly for Kobe Lopez, Joseph Kinker, and Ethan Cady. Like I said, long way to go in this ballgame.
Neville from South Carolina. Swing and a miss at the first pitch. No balls and 1 strike. 2 on, nobody out. Bottom of the 5th inning.
Nick's parents have done a nice job I think they've been in attendance in all the home games to this point.
Oh, wow. Nick hailing originally from up in the Fairfax area. 0-1, bounce towards the shortstop, backhanded. He's going to go to third for the force for out number 1.
Very good decision there. Was not going to be able to get Neville at first base. Was probably going to be a tough play at second to get Prophet. And he took the short route there. And, give credit to the third baseman, too. A lot of times you see that ball hit to your left and you want to go get it, but he did a nice job at keeping his head and going over and covering the bag. Enough for the fielder's choice.
Yeah, you get that lead runner. The runner's still at first and second with 1 down for Kobe Lopez. He's 1 for 2 on the night. He takes a ball, 1 ball, no strikes.
And that's a good first out for Covington, too.
Kobe swings, fouls that one back. Count even at a ball under strike.
Gets that lead runner off the base, puts an out on the scoreboard, gets you an out closer to getting out of this inning, and really would squander the thoughts maybe in that third base dugout of a comeback.
1-1 and swing and a miss from Kobe. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Kinker on deck for the Generals. Pitch low and away for a ball. 2 balls, 2 strikes. For the Generals, they have Profit at second base and Neville at first. Swings at that one. Loops it into center field. Coming in is the center fielder, Taylor, to make the catch for out number 2. Runners will hold at first and second. And that'll bring up Joseph Kinker.
What was looking to be a promising inning, Bo Broody has really shut it down and done a nice job at bouncing back. That's a good move there by my broadcast partner, Chris Losh, going ahead and cutting on the lights in here. We're already in a dark and somber mood on this 8-1 deficit, but no need to be dark and somber in the room.
I couldn't read my scorecard anymore. Pitch in there for a called strike to Joseph Kinker. Actually, is that a pinch hitter?
Yes, it is. I'm glad you said something. I would have done that to Kinker again.
And the pitch, slow roller. Pitcher off the mound, grabs it, underhands it to first in time for the out.
That was Seth Kennedy, by the way.
Okay, Seth Kennedy. In the inning for the Waynesboro Generals, no runs. There were no hits, no errors, but they do leave 2 runners on base. Heading to the 6th, Waynesboro trailing Covington 8-1.
I'm assuming Kennedy's going to go ahead and stay in to play right field for Kinker. Although he is walking towards center field.
So as we have our break in between innings, big thanks again to the great folks at Subway. Live streaming wouldn't be possible without the fine folks from Subway. 39 fantastic restaurants from Subway all through the Shenandoah Valley. Of course, also a big proud sponsor of the Valley League All-Star Game. They're all independently owned and operated, so slip on by and get yourself a sandwich and some of the goodies there at Subway.
All right. Ready. Oh, that's a miss on the first swing.
So as we get ready to head to inning number 6, again 8-1 Covington leading the Waynesboro Generals tonight.
Wow, that was a hit, everybody. I don't know if you could see
2, 3, and 4 due up. Nazario, Torres, and Coach Adefaro.
All right, that might be a record for Marshbat. We're going to call that a foul ball. We're going to do that again.
I got another game going on. It's I tell you,
Oh my God.
they're having fun out there for
Right.
sure, but it's almost
These are the 2 best contestants we've had. That was awesome.
these guys are
Good
ready to
man.
play the game, and
Your attention now playing left
Zach
field.
Blankenship's over there giving up bombs to little kids. little kid just hammered two balls off of the lefty Zach Blankenship from Valdosta State.
So Nazario stands in, breaks his bat. It's a looper down the right field line. It's going to fall foul.
Boy,
Again, sawed that one off.
It just seemed to be that kind of night for the Gens, even when they get, weak contact or, a broken bat. It just seemed to drop in for Covington, and that one was, they were fortunate that one didn't drop in fair territory, as that one ended up very close to the line.
So I heard Brian say new person in left field.
Right field, I believe. Seth Kennedy, who just pinch hit for Joe Kinker.
Swing, foul, straight back, no balls, 2 strikes. So quickly ahead in the count. Matthew Mercer back on the mound for the Generals. East Tennessee State. 0-2, low and in for a ball. 1 ball, 2 strikes. For the Generals, they'd like to go on and mow through maybe a quick 1, 2, 3 inning here. couple of pretty long innings in a row for the pitching staff. 1-2, low and in. 2 balls, 2 strikes. That one misses. Count full, 3 balls and 2 strikes. Just tuning in, Covington took a 1-0 lead in the top of the first. Generals tied it up in the bottom. Covington then with a run in the third, a run in the fourth, and 5 in the fifth to take their 8-1 lead.
Yeah, it really broke it open back in that fifth frame.
There's a looper down the right field line. It's in foul territory. First baseman going to run over and make a catch in foul ground. Nice play over there from Wes Clark. 1 down, nobody aboard for Christian Torres. He's 1 for 2. Had a base hit and scored a run back in the first. RBI ground out in the third, and walked and scored a run his last time up. Rather eventful evening for Christian. He takes a pitch outside for a ball, 1-0. That one's in the dirt. Goes all the way to the backstop. So 2 balls and no strikes.
I don't know the exact number on this, but it just feels like the pitching staff has fallen behind. Not so much behind as in they're just a lot of 3-ball counts.
Right. 2-0. Swung on and hit towards the gap in right center. It's going to get down and roll towards the fence. Rounding first, heading to second is Torres. He's going to stop at second with a double. He's now 2 for 3 on the night. And Covington with another runner in scoring position for Coach Adefaro. He's had a big night. Couple of hits, 3 RBIs, and scored a run.
And he's in another great RBI situation here as well.
New Jersey Tech right fielder Matthew Torres.
And it's kind of what you expect once you start falling behind in the 2-0, 3-1 counts. And even 3-2 counts sometimes can feel like a 3-1 count just because you've got to throw a strike to him.
Pitch inside, goes all the way to the backstop, and the runner will take third base. Torres now just 90 feet away from scoring.
Yep, now a fly ball brings him in. It's kind of what we were talking about earlier with, at that point, what was a lack of extra base hits for Covington, and we had just a few wild pitches and throws that allowed them to move up into extra bases, and now Covington has really tacked it on with those extra base hits.
There's a ground ball towards the shortstop, backhanding it is Profit. He's going to throw him out at first base. An RBI ground out for Coach Adefaro, his 4th RBI of the night, and it's now 9-1.
Well, Coach Cole likes to talk about those quality at-bats, and really for Coach Adefaro, I can't remember his ground out to shortstop, but has put quite a few quality at-bats together in this one.
He only had 1 RBI coming into the game tonight this summer. 4 tonight, so he's got 5 on the season. There's a swing and a miss by Logan Amos. And the count's no balls and 1 strike. Amos grounded out, had a single, scored a run, and then struck out. He's 1 for 3. Check swing, and he bounces that one foul down the third base line. Quickly, Mercer ahead in the count. No balls, 2 strikes. And as you mentioned, early in the season, the Generals, allowed some base runners, but were able to get out and not allow them to score. And tonight, they haven't been able to escape some of those situations. 0-2, swing and a miss. And Mercer gets out of this inning. That's his 2nd strikeout. But in the inning, 1 run, 1 hit. Nobody left on base. Bottom of the 6th coming up. It's Covington 9 and Waynesboro 1. I want to remind you once again, if you're tuned in to the game tonight and checking out the live stream, I want to let you know that you can advertise as part of the live stream. It's a great way to reach customers in the Valley as well as support collegiate level baseball. Why not support baseball? Everyone wants to beat Tom's shoes. They made the concept of community give-backs famous by giving away a pair of shoes for every pair purchased. And when you spend your ad dollars with the Valley League, once we've covered the cost of producing these live streams, the proceeds then go back to fund the team and the league, and that money is then reinvested into our communities where the teams play. So big thanks to the great folks at the Valley League. They do a fantastic job, and these live streams are definitely adding a lot to the games this season.
Well, Chris, I want to thank you because you got me some brownie points with Hannah the other night when you set me up with that sappy question.
Oh, yeah.
What was the? I can't remember. She asked me what you asked, and I couldn't quite remember.
I think what was your favorite part about last season? What the most memorable thing that happened to you?
There you go. Yeah, and I took the bait. I did, and I went with the sappy answer, and Hannah really enjoyed that one. I want to go back and answer that question again, this time giving you the more baseball side of it. If I had to think about one thing that I enjoyed out of last year's team, was really just getting to know some of these players. And it's like that with any season, but we had some really good guys and some guys that I really enjoyed and have kept in touch with. And, Nathan Schneider and Gio Soto, both guys from different parts of the country, but still I just really enjoyed their time here.
All right, 23 is batting now.
That is Jack Murphy.
Jack Murphy. We saw him in the game on Sunday night. From St. Mary's College. Takes up and away for a ball.
Yeah, Jack pinch hitting for his roommate, both staying with the Lundstroms.
2-0 the counts, and the pitch is up and away so quickly. 3-0 the count to Murphy.
Looking forward to seeing Jack play this summer, and really, he's had a little more time to get acclimated to this East Coast. The other day when he played, he basically still reeling from that plane ride over.
Called strike, 3-1.
He's had a little bit more time to get acclimated, and was asking Brian about mountain biking yesterday.
3-1. That one's fouled back towards us, into the screen. 3-2. If anybody should know, Brian will know.
Oh yeah, big bike guy.
I never rode a bike in my life.
Really?
Yeah.
So when they use that saying, it's like riding a bike, that's kind of foreign to you.
Yeah. That one's hit high and deep down the left field line, over towards the corner. Is the left fielder to grab it for out number 1. Nice play from Jones over there in left field. Again, the Generals hitting some balls hard tonight, but when they do, they seem to hit them right at somebody. 1 out, nobody aboard for Wes Clark. Wes 2 for 2 on the night. He's got the Generals RBI, a couple of base hits. Pitch in there for a strike, no balls, and 1 strike to Clark.
One of the best curveballs that Brody's thrown all night. That one, very sharp.
Check swing. They asked for the appeal. He says he went around. Strike 2.
And he follows it up with yet another good breaking ball, and Wes has yet to see that spin on that pitch.
Pitch is popped foul. It's going to be out of play. Count remains no balls, and 2 strikes to Wes Clark. Jackson Tate should be on deck for the Generals. Bottom half of inning number 6, 9-1. Covington in the lead tonight. And a swing and a foul back. Count remains at 0-2. Still a tough at bat here from Wes Clark. I don't think you will get any easy.
There's no easy outs on Wes Clark.
There you go.
You're totally right, especially with the way he's been going here recently.
And he hits that one in the air towards the third baseman. Torres under it to make the catch for out number 2. Sometimes I just have that brain freeze.
No, yeah.
And I know what I want to say,
I'm with you.
but nobody can. But just can't get those words out. 2 down, nobody aboard for Jackson Tate. Tate 0 for 2 on the night. Fouled out and hit into a fielder's choice.
It'd be good to see Jackson get it going here. Had 3 hits opening night. Just has 1 other base knock on the season so far.
Oh, hits this one hard towards the gap in right center, but the center fielder charging over. And he's going to make the catch. Great play out there from Jeff Taylor.
Yeah, I wasn't sure if he got there. Couldn't tell if it had bounced. And to be honest with you, the field umpire a little late getting over, a little late making the call, but I think he made the correct one. Nice play there from Taylor out in right center field.
1-2-3 inning to get through inning number 6. So we head to the 7th. It is 9-1. Covington leading the Waynesboro Generals. All right, we're back. We get to talk about the great folks from Sheets once again. You can stop by Sheets, of course. Fill up your car with gasoline. You can go in, get the made-to-order foods. They also have donuts at Sheets. That's one of my favorite things in the world. They have some great ones. You can always find some interesting flavors of donuts. The made-to-order foods. I mentioned the hot dogs earlier. I like the meatball subs. In fact, I've not had anything I didn't like there. They got burger and chicken sliders. They got tacos. I think they've got it. If you want it, they've got it at Sheets. And you can stop by one of their great stores and make yourself a great Sheets run, even tonight, because they're open 24/7. So big thanks to Sheets for helping to make our live streaming possible. New pitcher in for the Waynesboro Generals.
It'll be the 6'2 righty, 180 pounds from Young Harris College in Lula, Georgia. It'll be Dylan Nix.
And we got to see Dylan briefly on Sunday night here at the ballpark.
Pitched well, struck out 2 in an inning. Didn't give. I don't believe he gave up a hit in that one either.
Don't believe so. Dylan Nix had a 3-1 record for the Mountain Lions this year. Yeah, through 1 inning, no hits, no earned runs, 2 strikeouts. You had that off the top of your head.
I did. You know, Chris, that's I guess the good thing about having to write the recaps and really just doing anything media direct or related. That you know, I find it hard to do research for this game because that's basically all my job is just doing research, doing write-ups, doing all this different stuff. So, gotten to know the numbers a little bit.
Tyler Sanfilippo going to lead things off. He's 1 for 3 tonight. Had a base hit, an RBI, and scored a run his last time up, and he takes inside for a ball, 1-0.
So I guess the question now would be, is Jack Murphy in left field? It looks like Jack to me. So I'm going to go ahead and sub him in.
Pitch is low for a ball, 2-0. And I'm going to take your word for it.
All righty.
I'm old, my eyes aren't quite what they used to be. So.
We'll be wrong together. Or right together.
There's a high pop-up to the left side of the diamond. And third baseman Neville comes in to make the catch for out number 1.
$10 General fitted hats. Stop by the
Sanfilippo now 1 for 4 on the night, and that's going to bring up Joe Fortin. Joe had a double, an RBI, and scored a run his last time up. He's 1 for 3 on the night. Fortin from Rhode Island, son of Jane and Rob Fortin. Takes inside for a ball, 1-0. Or apparently that's a pinch hit.
No, you're right, that's not Fortin.
Swing and a miss. 1 ball and 1 strike.
That's number 18, Peyton Thomas.
Peyton Thomas. Swinging and a miss. Strike 2. Peyton Thomas from North Alabama, 6'1", 218-pound sophomore from Phil Campbell, Alabama. Check swing, called, strike 3. Thomas goes down looking for the second out of the inning.
Already the third strikeout and an inning and 2/3 for Dylan Nix.
I'll bring out Easton Jones. He's 0 for 2 on the night. Did walk back in the 4th inning. There's a swing and a miss, strike 1. He is low for a ball, 1-1. Pitch in there for a strike.
Yep.
1 ball, 2 strikes.
Nick's got the swing and miss stuff, that's for sure.
One ball, 2 strikes, 2 down. There's a swing and a miss, and another strikeout for Nix. 1-2-3 inning for Dylan Nix from Young Harris. As we head now to the bottom of the 7th inning, it's Waynesboro trailing Covington 9-1. Do want to mention you can tune in for all of your great games. In fact, if you tune in tomorrow night, you're not going to hear the Waynesboro Generals though.
Yeah, you're not. You won't.
But
you will not do that.
The Generals will be back in action coming up on Thursday night at New Market as they take on the New Market Rebels. And remember, if you can't make it to the game in person, you can always catch us on Facebook Live, courtesy of Sheets, Run and Done, and by Subway. Make it what you want. So check that out. Again, Generals off tomorrow night at New Market on Thursday, at Charlottesville Friday, at these Covington Lumberjacks on Saturday, and then back at home as Bob Weiss and the Harrisonburg Turks will make their first visit to Integrity Home Mortgage Park at K. Collins Field for the year on Sunday night.
I'll enjoy seeing Bob coming into Waynesboro. I always do. I enjoy playing for Bob. I know that's kind of a scary thing to say around here. Not a lot of Generals fans like hearing me say that. And we're going to have a pinch hitter here as well. Cole Jackson will take a seat.
Cole Jackson was due up. Bo Broody back on the mound. Pitches in there for a strike, and boy, he's pitched a whale of a ball game here tonight.
Yes, he has, out here in the 7th inning. And he's only allowed 3 hits, 1 run. Done a nice job. I've got Elijah Quiseno at the plate.
Checks his swing, pitch misses.
Been very good for the Gens to this point. Part of the trio from Gannon University that's really showing their stuff. Hitting 400 to this point. He's going to be hit by that pitch.
Ooh. So Quinceno going to take first base. Generals get their leadoff runner aboard. That should bring up Santiago Garcia. Garcia 0 for 2 on the night. He flew out and then reached on an error his last time up. First ball swinging, pops it up to the screen, and it's going to be out of play. No balls and 1 strike to Santiago Garcia, the junior from Daleville, Alabama. He's a biology major there at Alabama State. Pitch outside for a ball, 1-1. I wouldn't do well as a biology major, I don't think.
I know I wouldn't. I wouldn't do well with anything science related. That'd be a no-go for me.
Swing and a miss, 1-2. That's one thing I enjoy, doing all the research and try to research every player from every team as they go through the league, and seeing what they're majoring in and what they enjoy, and looking up their stats and weird facts. Pitch outside for a ball, 2-2.
It's a long process too. You don't get enough credit, Chris. You got a note card for just about everybody, and it doesn't take as short as a lot of people would think.
Pitch up and in for a ball. Counts full now, 3-2. And I'm also a pack rat, so the other day I was trying to clean up some stuff, and I had a drawer that had my cards from like 5 years ago, and I finally threw those away after looking through them and reading about the players that we saw back then. That pitch misses, ball 4, and the first 2 runners aboard.
Well, let's hope that the Generals can put together a little bit better of an inning here than they did in the 5th. That inning also started with an error by the third baseman and then a walk. late in the lineup, and then we were not able to really move people around and give them some credit for how they played defensively. But
got a meeting at the mound right now.
do have a righty tossing in the pen.
Again, great night for Broody so far. Just 1 run and 3 hits. And he gave up that run and 2 of those hits back in the first inning.
He's really settled in.
Christian Prophet steps up. He's been on base both times tonight with walks.
Making his case for pitcher of the night in the Valley League. Never an award you like to see when you're on the opposing side of it.
But yeah, he's thrown a beautiful ball game tonight. Pitch swung on and hit up the middle into center field for a base hit. Rounding third is Quinceno. He's going to come in to score as the Generals have now cut the lead to 9-2. Christian Prophet with that RBI base hit. For Christian, his 2nd RBI of the summer.
Well, if nothing else, you just like to see the fight that the Generals have put up, and that'll be it for Broody. And he'll still have those 2 guys that he's responsible for on the base paths, but give him a large hand from wherever you are if you're a Covington fan, because that's a big outing here in the Valley League for Broody, and he's put himself in a great position to get the win and put his team in a great position to get the win as well.
Yeah. And it's, you mentioned earlier, boy, everything they have done has really worked. They've played hard, they've worked hard, and done a great job. Here tonight, they have that 9-2 lead. Nobody out. 2 aboard for Waynesboro in the bottom half of the 7th inning. Big tall righty going to be on the mound.
Don't forget, we've got a flag sale going on for our half down here, General Torres.
Number 30.
Maybe number 30. That's Michael Rotenberry.
Yeah.
Saw him on opening night.
From the West Virginia Institute of Technology. He's 6'4", 216-pound junior from Princeton, West Virginia. I didn't know there was a Princeton, West Virginia. Plays his college ball for the Golden Bears of West Virginia Institute of Technology. He's been in 1 game so far, as Ty mentioned, opening night. 1 inning pitched, 1 hit, no earned runs, no walks, and 2 strikeouts for Rodenberry. He went 1-5 for West Virginia Tech this year. A 5.11 ERA. Was in 12 games through 56 1/3 innings. He's coming in with nobody out. Generals at 1st and 2nd here in the bottom of the 7th.
Another good situation here for, I believe it'll still be Neville. I don't see, although now that I look in that on-deck circle, we got a right-handed swinger in that on-deck circle, which would not be, oh no, excuse me. I was just being blocked by another fan. It is going to be Neville, so a good situation for Neville to turn this lineup over with damage on the mind possibly.
Crazier things than this have happened. All right, so we are ready to get back to some baseball. Nick Neville is 0 for 2 on the night, lined out and hit into a fielder's choice. From the South Carolina Gamecocks, just 63 at-bats down there this year, 127 average. Catcher's going to go call time and go out. Looks like him and his pitcher aren't quite on the same page yet.
Yep.
So for the Generals, they have Garcia out at 2nd and Prophet at 1st base. Prophet, a pretty productive night as he's walked twice and then an RBI base hit. On a night where we haven't seen a lot of offense from the Generals. Or a lot of base runners.
An extended conversation here, and the home plate umpire is trying to break it up, but I believe that's Amos still out there, but he was having a nice conversation while the home plate umpire was trying to get him back in. So that's always interesting to me. It's like, you know, what are the ramifications if a guy doesn't listen to you on the way back in? Like, can you? I mean, I guess you can call it delay of game, but what does that do in baseball? You know,
Right.
Be interested to see.
Pitch low and away for a ball. 1-0 to Nick Neville. You can't penalize him 5 yards.
Right. I'd also be interested to see if that's ever happened in baseball. If a guy that just went out there just refused to come back in when the umpire called him back in.
Roddenberry ready. The 1-0 is way up high for a ball. 2-0. Again, nobody out. 2 aboard. Bottom of the 7th inning. Covington 9, Waynesboro 2.
I'll be interested to see if Neville lets it fly here or if he has the take sign on.
2-0. Takes on the outside corner for a strike. 2 balls and a strike.
I don't think that had to do with the take sign. I think that was just a well-spotted pitch there by Roddenberry on the outside corner there for Neville. Not something he feels like he can handle as well.
Looks back at the runner at second. 2-1. Swing. That one's hit into center field. And on the run out there to make the catch is Jeff Taylor. Tagging up at second, heading over to third base is Garcia. The Generals going to have runners on the corners now with 1 down.
Well, tough luck there from Neville. He's lined out twice tonight now. He lined out back in the second and lined out to center there, chasing the center fielder back. Good base running there from Santiago Garcia as well to go back, tag up, and at least get to third base to where a fly ball now will score him.
Yeah. Taylor was running away from the third base position out towards right center field when he made that catch. So Kobe Lopez going to step in. He's 1 for 3 on the night. First pitch to Kobe, and he hits that one high down the left field line. It's going to be foul.
Well, Kobe knew he got enough of it. He instantly dropped the bat. And I thought we might have had our second home run of the season. It would have been the first one here at Integrity Home Mortgage Park.
At K. Collins Field?
At K. Collins Field. We like to call it the Hopeman Parkway Homer.
There you go. Boy, he crushed that one. No balls and 1 strike. Pitch to Lopez is high and away for a ball. Throws back down to first behind the runner, but he gets back in safe standing.
Good situation for Amos to try that, too. A lot of times with 1 away in the inning, runner at third base, or at least somebody else as the lead runner, you don't think about maybe that throw in behind and trying to catch the runner at first napping.
1-1 in there for a called strike, a ball and 2 strikes. And we're lucky we've made it here into the bottom of the 7th inning, so relatively late in the ball game, and we haven't seen the fire marshal yet. So
that's true. We've got quite a bit plugged in up here.
They don't make plugs like they used to.
No, they don't.
1-2, swung on and popped up down the right field line. Foul territory, trying to make a sliding catch over there was Coach Adefaro, but he couldn't quite do it. Boy, what a heck of an effort, though.
Yeah, he had a long way to run, and that would have been a very tough play for, I believe that's now Antonio Brown at first base. It's so tough for me. I'm guessing he started there. I didn't see him come in the middle of an inning, so I'll go back and sub him in.
1 ball, 2 strikes to count to Kobe Lopez. Pitch swung on and missed for strike 3. Kobe strikes out for the second out of the inning. That's going to bring up Joseph Kinker. Kinker 0 for 3 on the night. Fly out, ground out, ground out. But actually, that's not Kinker.
Yeah, that's
Seth Kennedy. Yeah, I get confused easily. Kennedy swings at this one, hits it towards the gap in right center. It's going to fall and roll all the way to the fence. Coming in to score for the Generals is Garcia. Also coming in to score, standing up is Prophet, and over to third base with a triple is Kinker. It's a 2 RBI triple, and the Generals now trail 9-4.
Kennedy. I'm going to throw that in. You're good.
I have it written down here. I don't know why.
You're good. Big 2 RBI triple there from Kennedy.
What a hit from Kennedy, though.
And he's a guy that, he got in against Harrisonburg a couple of nights ago, went 2 for 4. But with this lineup, Coach Cole feels that, he can plug just about anybody in there, and they've got a really good chance at winning ball games. And so Kennedy really doing a nice job of taking advantage of his opportunities now that he's gotten into the ball game. 1 for 2 in this one as well.
And this should be Jack Murphy. Takes low and away for a ball, 1-0. Murphy flew out in his first at bat as he came in for Ethan Cady. That one's hit high in the air to the left side. In fair territory, shortstop going to make the catch for out number 3. In the inning for the Generals, they pick up 3 runs on 2 hits, and they leave a runner on base. As we head now to the 8th inning, it's Covington 9, Waynesboro 4, with 9-1-2 due up for the Lumberjacks when we return here in just a moment to Integrity Home Mortgage Park at K. Collins Field. Get to talk once again about the great folks at Subway, bringing you our live stream of the Valley League games this year. Subway, where you can always eat fresh at Subway. 39 restaurants in the Shenandoah Valley. We want you to go by, say thank you to them, and no better way than go by and have yourself lunch or dinner one of these days at your Subway locations. We've won about 2 miles from my house out in Stewart's Draft. Like to stop by there always. Pick yourself up a good sandwich, make it a combo with your chips and your drink. Of course, the great Subway, also a proud sponsor of the Valley League All-Star Game. Independently owned and operated Subway. And we're very, very appreciative of all that they do for the Valley League. We've got a new pitcher coming in. Is that a new pitcher?
No, it's still Dylan Nix. Yeah. He's got a very, I don't want to say herky-jerky because I feel like that has a bad connotation that comes along with it. But it's herky-jerky. I mean, I don't know what else to say about it. It's very controlled in his movements. I'll say that. It's not like he's out of control. The herky-jerky again has the connotation or the connotation that usually lends itself to being a little bit out of control. But obviously, Dylan has been nothing but in control to this point for Waynesboro. With 2 innings pitched already on the season, and now 4 strikeouts. So he's done a beautiful job in relief here for the Gens.
And Tom Caulfield due up to lead off the inning. He's had a good night, couple of hits, couple of RBIs. First pitch is outside for a ball, 1-0. Yeah, I looked up. He's got several different releases, I guess.
Yeah.
And that's when I was looking. I thought, hey, he doesn't quite look the same as our pitcher we had last inning. But we're glad to have Dylan Nix back up on the mound. 1-0 is swung on and lifted high in the air into center field. Circling around it out there a little bit is
Jackson Tate.
I was making sure he was still in the ball game.
Yeah, it's been tough. There have been a lot of subs here in the last couple of innings, but a nice job by Jackson Tate. Went back, knew that ball was hit pretty hard, and just got back there in plenty of time. Didn't drift, and made the nice running catch.
So Jeff Taylor steps in. He struck out 3 times tonight and has a base hit and scored a run. Takes outside for a ball, 1-0.
Taylor, a guy that you definitely want to keep off the base paths here.
Pitch low for a ball, 2-0.
For a multitude of different reasons, obviously. You don't ever really want to put somebody on, but with the damage that the 2, 3, 4, and really 5 hitters have done today.
Swing and a miss. 2 balls and a strike. And I do have to say it for our great crowds and our fans here in Waynesboro. The Generals have pretty much trailed all night.
Yep.
And boy, we still have a swing and a miss, or swing and a foul ball back to the screen. 2 balls, 2 strikes. But here we are, 8th inning, down 9-4. Of course, just scored 3 of those runs. And we still have a lot of crowd, a lot of fans out here in the stands.
Yeah, and it seems like a lot of them are pretty attentive as well.
Strike 3 called. Nice pitch from Nix. 3rd strikeout of the game.
I think I put an extra syllable in that, by the way. I think it's attentive. I said attentive. I don't know. I'm something else I need to work on is the old vocab.
Pedro Nazario. Wait a minute, that's not him. Number 5?
Yep, number 5. There's another sub for you, Chris.
Pitch is outside for a ball, 1-0.
That is Noah Cook from VMI.
Noah Cook, right-handed batter, going to be facing Nick's 5'11", 182-pound junior from Darrowville, Virginia. 1-0 inside for a ball, 2-0.
I work for this company year-round called Telemedia, and we contract out to JMU, William & Mary, and VMI Sports. We do the videography of their sports, and usually it's through webcast as he takes a strike. But so I get to see Noah Cook play a little bit with the Keydets down there at VMI at Gray Miners Stadium. It's a fun place to go watch a ball game if you've never watched it. It's a bit of a bandbox and a lot of home runs hit there.
2-0, fouled off, and the count even at 2-2. I think our former voice of the Generals, Chris Graham, does a lot of the games down at VMI with the ESPN folks.
Yeah, he does some color commentary along with Wade Branner.
2-2 count. Pitch misses, ball 3. So full count, 3 balls, 2 strikes, 2 down in the top of the 8th inning.
Well, Dylan has averaged 2 strikeouts per inning. He'd have to strike out Cook here to continue that.
Ooh, pitch inside, ball 4. Santiago behind the plate thought that was strike 3.
That was a close pitch, but credit Noah Cook at laying off that one.
Bring up Christian Torres, but that's not Christian Torres.
They are giving us a workout. That is number 16.
Pitch from Nix is up high for a ball, 1-0.
And that's Andres Machado.
Number 16, Andres Machado.
So we'll have to really keep an eye on where these guys end up going out to play.
1-0 is up high for a ball, 2-0.
I've been meaning to bring binoculars for just this reason, and just have not brought them. Maybe I'll bring them and I'll just leave them here for the both of us.
That's the only way you'll probably ever remember them.
Yep. As you saw from...
Throw to first, diving back in safe at first.
As you saw from pregame, I'm not... I feel like I'm decently organized. It's just like when I get multiple things going at one time, I tend to lose things.
2-0, up high, ball 3 now, 3-0. Nick's having a little trouble finding the strike zone.
Yeah, maybe still reeling a bit after that, not getting that call on that 3-2 pitch. You got to settle back in here and not allow what had been a pretty good inning to this point kind of snowball on it.
Here's a strike, 3 balls and 1 strike.
Especially with a guy like Coach Let me try it again. Here we go. Coach DeFaro, right?
Coach DeFaro.
Coach DeFaro. Yeah, there we go. You don't want to see him come up again. Not just for the naming either.
Inside, ball 4. So Machado takes the walk. And
well, it won't be.
Coach DeFaro.
Coach DeFaro. We're gonna have a pinch hitter, and that's gonna put an end to the night of what's been a good one for the right fielder, Coach DeFaro. 4 RBIs. I would have had to think about maybe leaving him in there just so he could have gone for his 5th RBI. That's a career night type stat. Instead, we'll have a left-handed hitter. I haven't seen his number quite yet.
Austin Davis, number 2. Austin Davis, number 2.
Austin Davis, number 2. From Flagler, he takes a called strike, 0-1. Davis, 1 for 6 so far on the season, 167 average. Hit .202 for the Saints at Flagler this year, 13 RBIs and 109 at-bats. 0-1 to Davis, checks his swing, a little bit high for a ball, 1-1. hope nobody tries to read my scorebook after the game.
I can't read this own automated scorebook, so.
Runners at first and second. The 1-1 pitch. Bounce to the shortstop. Grabbing it is the shortstop. Throws to first in time for out number 3. In the inning, no runs, no hits, no errors, but 2 runners left on base. As we get ready to head to the bottom of the 8th. Covington 9, Waynesboro 4.
All right, here we go. This is the true test here. So right now, the current defensive lineup, if nothing changed, would be that Rodenberry's on the mound, and he is. The catcher would be Logan Amos. Still no word on that one. Antonio Brown is at first base. 16 will be at second base. So Machado will go to second. So we still have right field to get covered, as well as third base. And I can tell you, it's going to be almost impossible to tell who's out in right field. Austin Davis is listed as an outfielder, so I am going to make quite the assumption here and say that he stayed in to play right. And hopefully I can get a nice little sight line on the third baseman. It would probably be Noah Cook. I believe it is. I believe that is number 5 out there. So there you go. Noah Cook at third base.
As you mentioned, Rodenberry on the mound. Bottom of the 8th inning. Wes Clark going to lead things off. He's 2 for 3 on the night. Got an RBI for the Generals. Pitch misses low for a ball. 1-0.
In order for the Generals to really feel like they have a chance in the ninth, they have got to at least tack on maybe 2 runs here.
Pitch in there for a strike. It's a ball and a strike.
At least get it to a save situation type ball game for the Lumberjacks.
One. Swung on, hit towards the gap in right center. It's going to be over the right fielder's head, and it's going to roll all the way to the wall. In fact, bounced over the wall, so we're going to have a ground rule double. Wes Clark now 3 for 4 on the night. As his, you mentioned earlier, boy, he's seeing the ball very well right now.
Yeah, the extra base hits just keep on coming for Wes, and you know he's really, I mean, he's just seeing the ball well right now. There's no other way to put it, and you know, another 3 hits tonight, and we were excited about getting Wes. And after the numbers that, I don't know if you've got those written down or not on Wes, but his numbers that he put up at, I believe, Lynchburg Christian Academy.
Right.
That was, we could tell he could hit, and he just didn't get a lot of opportunities at South Carolina this year.
Jackson Tate stands in, and he takes a ball, 1-0. Clark out at second base in scoring position with nobody out here in the bottom of the 8th. Tate over 3 on the night. He swings and misses at that one. Count even at 1-1.
And there are talks, Chris, and I don't know for sure, but there are talks that Jackson could possibly go in this draft this year, coming out of Lawson State Community College.
1-1 is up and in for a ball, 2-1.
Has obviously committed to play at Alabama.
Right.
And I told you the other night that he's an Auburn fan.
Ooh.
Yeah,
that's tough.
He's actually an Auburn fan. Said he ended up at Alabama because most of Auburn's scholarship money is tied up in their pitchers.
Swing and a miss. 2 balls, 2 strikes.
But staying in his home state.
I've been a lifelong Virginia fan. It's like me going to Virginia Tech or something. Hey, how about Tony Bennett and the Who's? We didn't get to talk about them. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Tate's the first out of the inning.
Yeah, I went over, it wasn't too long after they won the national championship, and I was doing some video for ACC track.
Right.
And Tony came over and stood probably about 25 feet from me, and it took everything I had in me to not just shriek like a little fangirl.
Bring up Elijah Quincino.
Yep, that's still Elijah. He's in there after DHing or pinch hitting for the DH Cole Jackson, so he'll stay in at that spot.
Got hit by a pitch and scored a run.
And Elijah's a guy that's done a nice job of driving in runs and always just been around the action for the Gens here in these first 3 ball games that he's played in.
Time call. Yeah, I'm doing my radio days. I got to know Tony a little bit, doing some interviews and things like that. And
Nice.
I'm gonna tell you, from coming in, boy, Virginia had a poor basketball team for quite a few years.
Yeah.
And boy, the way he turned things around over there this year was amazing. Or over the last 5-6 years have been amazing. Swinging a foul ball back, 0-2.
He wouldn't like it because it's not the type of person he is, but I say you do it anyway. You got to, at some point, if he continues at this pace, I know, we'll see what he's made of next year after,
Right.
a lot of his guys are leaving, but really you ought to just build him a statue somewhere in Charlottesville.
Yeah. 0-1 or 0-2 misses outside for a ball. 1 ball, 2 strikes. One down, runner at second here in the bottom of the 8th inning. Roddenberry is ready. Pitch is swung on and fouled back. Still 1-2. So what is baseball your favorite sport?
Yeah, I would say that baseball has always been my favorite sport. Although I will say, since retiring, I guess you could say, my favorite sport has become golf.
Right.
I love playing it, love watching it. Spend a lot of my free time golfing, and
it's it seems to be something that's becoming a lot more popular. One of the kids at the camp I'm working at this week, 6-year-old. We went around, sat in a circle and was trying to get to know each other yesterday. And one of my questions to him, hey, what's your favorite sport? And
Yeah.
well, 6-year-old said his favorite sport was golf. Check swing. He went around too far. It's going to be strike 3.
he called that one. I thought he might have had a chance, and especially with the umpire there in his position on the left side of the mound. Sometimes that can be tough to see from him, and you almost have to be sure that he went around. But you were right; he did go too far, and the field umpire thought so as well. So that'll leave it up to Santiago Garcia to not squander what has been a great opportunity after the leadoff double by Wes Clark.
Garcia 0 for 2. Did reach on a walk his last time up. Swing and a miss. Strike 1. Roddenberry comes with a little bit of velocity out there.
Yes, he does. And plus, anytime a guy with his height comes in with
Yeah.
quite a bit of velocity, it can be a little overwhelming.
Did you know his nickname is Big Mike?
Big Mike.
Swings on that one. Pops it up in the air. Foul territory. And it's going to be out of play. So the count, no balls and 2 strikes. Antonio Brown, boy, made a heck of an effort over there. Kept getting closer and closer and closer. Can't think of Antonio Brown without thinking about the big football player either.
Absolutely. I would have liked to have seen the football player Antonio Brown go after that play there too.
He'd have just jumped on the dugout.
Yeah, maybe scaled the wall a little bit.
0-2 in the dirt. Ball 1. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Generals started off this inning with a double by Wes Clark. A couple of strikeouts, and Wes is still standing at second base.
Yeah, Roddenberry's done a nice job. He worked ahead in the count. Hasn't thrown more than 1 ball.
Called strike 3 on the inside corner, so he strikes out the side after the leadoff double. No runs, a hit, no errors, a runner left on base, and now we're getting ready to head to the 9th. It's 9-4, Covington leading the Waynesboro Generals. want to once again mention the next game for our Waynesboro Generals. They're off tomorrow night. They'll be in action coming up on Thursday at Newmarket. Coach Cole making his return as they play the Newmarket Rebels. Should be a fantastic game on Thursday night. I want to remind you, of course, that if you can't make it to the game in person, you can always catch the games in the Valley League on Facebook Live, courtesy of Sheets, Run and Done. And by Subway, make it what you want. So make sure you check it out once again as the Generals will be on the road. After another night off tomorrow, they'll be on the road in Newmarket on Thursday. Now it's a new pitcher because he's a lefty.
On the road to Newmarket, Friday at Charlottesville.
That is number 16 out there for the Gents.
The Covington to take on these same Lumberjacks. Our next home game is Sunday night. There's the Harrisonburg Turks. Will be in town.
16 belongs to Daniel Casto.
Okay, from Memphis.
Yes, sir.
6'1", 205-pound sophomore from try that again. Olive Branch, Mississippi. Plays his college ball for the Memphis Tigers. He's thrown 1 inning so far this summer and given up nothing. So no hits, no runs, no anything.
Out of the University of Memphis, wearing number 16,
6'1", left-hander.
I believe I saw on the comments section of the live feed tonight that Daniel's parents are watching.
Oh, wow.
Welcome you in, and glad you can get to watch your son pitch.
Greenleaf's a Waynesboro restaurant right in the heart of downtown, featuring a diverse menu, including
I believe Amos Brown.
jumbo, creative vegetarian options, and many more fun, comfort food twists.
In fact, I'm not even going to say who's due up because we have no idea at this point.
There were a lot of pinch hitters in that last one, so you might be saving yourself a little grief.
We'll look as they come up. But Logan Amos is due up to lead off the inning.
While grabbing a delicious spicy leaf, so many thanks to the Green Grill for providing tonight's post-game meal for the Generals.
The Greenleaf Grill. Post-game meal for the Generals tonight.
Yeah, definitely looking forward to that one. It's, I believe it's jambalaya.
Ooh.
There you see Daniel on the live feed.
You're pretty good at that.
As you can tell, not the steadiest of hands. I'm trying as best I can,
Daniel,
especially for the Casto parents out there.
First pitch is up high for a ball, 1-0. Pitch gets away, 2-0.
One of 2 Memphis arms here with us.
Logan Amos 1 for 4 on the night. Had a base hit and scored a run. Swings and fouls that one off. 2-1. That one swung on and missed. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Swung on, fouled off, still 2-2. 9 runs, 12 hits, 1 error on the night for the Lumberjacks. 4-5-0 for the Generals. That one's hit high in the air into deep right field, but over is the right fielder to make the catch for out number 1. So Amos goes down. He's 1 for 5 on the night. And I believe this is Antonio Brown.
It is. It'll be his first at-bat since entering the ball game back in the 7th.
Brown, 6 foot, 250-pound junior from West Virginia State. Hails from Dunbar, West Virginia. He's 0 for 3 on the season. Takes a called strike. Hit 350 and 80 at-bats at West Virginia State this year for the Yellow Jackets. That one's in there for a strike and quickly hit 0-2. Boy, Daniel Casto just rears back and throws him.
Yeah, good to see him get ahead in the count 0-2 on this one.
That one's a low and in for a ball, 1-2.
But a good spot there as well. had a good at-bat pitching-wise to this point. I'd like to see him finish it.
1-2, swung on and missed. Strike 3.
Beautifully done.
Brown goes down swinging. 2 down in the inning, and 18.
Yep, Peyton Thomas.
Peyton Thomas.
Yeah, that'll be his second at-bat. He pinch hit back in the 7th for Joe Fortin.
Ball misses. Ball 1, 1-0. Ooh, fouled off. 1 ball, 1 strike. Peyton Thomas from North Alabama. 2 home runs, 10 RBIs, and 75 at-bats for the Lions this year. Computer science major as he swings and misses at that one. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Daniel Casto, son of Gary and Leslie Ann Casto. Up and away for a ball, 2-2. That one just misses, and the count's now full. 3 balls and 2 strikes. Swing and a miss. Fly out and a couple of strikeouts. It was a 1-2-3 inning for Daniel Casto. Heading to the bottom of the 9th. Last chance for the Waynesboro Generals, as they trail 9-4. Well, Ty, we get a chance to again say a big thanks to our sponsors and the folks that helped to bring you our live stream, like the great folks at Subway, where you can go by and pick yourself up a good Subway sandwich. You know, at 10 o'clock at night, even a Subway sandwich isn't bad.
It's never a bad thing.
Always a good time for a Subway sandwich. Hey, whatever you like, they've got something to feature your need. And the thing I like about it, because what a lot of folks may not know about me, I don't eat cheese.
Oh, really?
And it's hard to go out and you buy a sandwich or whatever, because they already put that stuff on it.
You're right.
At Subway, you order as you go along. They put just what you want. How
No
much?
cheese,
how
please.
much of what you want on it? You can say, hey, I like extra mayo, or hey, I want some extra pickles, or whatever you like. And they'll take care of you there at Subway. 39 restaurants right here in the Shenandoah Valley. I wish who had the pleasure of counting all of those?
Yeah.
But we're very, very proud of the great folks at Subway. Of course, they're one of the great sponsors of our live stream, so you can go check them out.
And you know, aside from the triple that he gave up to Seth Kennedy, well, and the double by Wes Clark, Rotenberry's been very solid.
Right.
You know, whenever he's given up that extra base hit, he's responded well. And other than those 2 extra base hits he's given up, he has been very stingy with 4 strikeouts since entering the ballgame.
Christian Prophet steps up. He's been on base all 3 times tonight. He swings and fouls that one off. 0-1. Walked twice, singled, scored a run, and had an RBI his last time up. Generals with just 5 hits on the night. 3 of those from Wes Clark. Pitch up high. In fact, all the way to the backstop, and the count is 1-1. Ricochets off of the bricks behind home plate and goes about halfway out to the pitcher's mound.
Yeah, and I don't know if that one was maybe a cross-up or what might have happened there, but Amos kind of had a couple words with Rotenberry, you know, making sure he can at least see the hand that he puts, or the count that he puts down.
Prophet takes outside and low for a ball, 2-1. Nick Neville is on deck for the Generals. Kobe Lopez would follow him. 2-1 from Rotenberry. It's up high for a ball, 3-1. one's fouled off. Count out full, 3 balls, 2 strikes. As you mentioned, Roddenberry, great effort here tonight. The son of Brian and Kim Roddenberry from Princeton, West Virginia. He's an information systems major there at the West Virginia Institute of Technology. 3-2, swing and a miss. And Roddenberry strikes out Profit. First time he's been retired all night. The fifth strikeout for Roddenberry.
Yep, the fifth. He's been, like I said, he's been extremely solid. Has given up those 2 extra base hits, but other than that, 5 strikeouts. Not a lot of great contact other than those 2. But Nick Neville tried to change things here from the 9 spot.
He's 0 for 3 tonight. A line out, hit into a fielder's choice and flew out. But boy, he's hit a couple of those balls very hard.
He has. He's hit the ball hard and has not gotten a lot to show for it.
Ball bounces in front of home plate. 1-0 to Neville.
Well, good frame job there from Amos as that bounced really short, but he held that in the zone after it came up to him. Shared a laugh with the third base dugout.
1-0. Just misses. Ball 2-0. Again, we'll be back together here at the ballpark at Kate Collins Field, the Integrity Home Mortgage Park at Kate Collins Field, Sunday night as the Harrisonburg Turks come to town. 2-0 to Neville. He swings and hits this one pretty hard, too. To left center. But the center fielder way over towards left is going to make the catch for out number 2. He was playing almost straight away left there when he came to the ball.
Yeah, another good swing there by Neville, and not a lot to show for it tonight. And Chris, unless we put together quite the rally here with 2 away, we're gonna have to put up 5. It does look like it is official that nobody in this league will go 42-0 this year. So,
darn. Pitch in the dirt for a ball. 1-0 to Kobe Lopez, who is 1 for 4 on the night. Base hit and scored a run back in the first. He grounded out, flew out, and struck out in the game as well. And that one is swung on and fouled back from Lopez. No balls and one ball and 1 strike.
There you go.
It's getting late in the night now.
It is. 9:41 Eastern time here.
One, swing and a miss, and the Generals are down to their last strike.
And it looks like we're pretty decently played ball game pace-wise.
Yeah.
With 13 runs being put up, 17 hits combined from the 2 teams. Just a little over 2.5 hours.
Ooh, pitch just misses. Count even at 2 balls, 2 strikes now. 2 down, bottom of the 9th inning, 9-4. Covington, the Lumberjacks in the lead. It's going to be a fun season to watch, though. Boy, this, especially in the South Division, again, going to be tightly contested. Lopez swings at that one, hits it high in the air to center. Center fielder going to go back, and he's going to make the catch for the final out of the game. The Generals are going to lose their first ball game of the year. They're going to be 3-1 as they lose 9-4 to the Covington Lumberjacks on this Tuesday evening.
2 hours and 36 minutes.
2 hours, 36 minutes, according to Brian.
Yeah, not bad.
He's got the official stopwatch, I guess.
Yeah.
Actually, nobody's going to dispute Brian because he just pretty much knows everything.
That's a fair assessment.
I think so. But been great being with you tonight here at Kate Collins Field. Do want to once again mention our great sponsors of our live stream, the great folks at Sheets, where you can stop by. Of course, you can pick up anything that you want at Sheets. Breakfast, lunch, dinner, a late night snack, middle of the night snack. Make sure you download their app, though. It's built to power your Sheets run. It will help you to find the closest Sheets store. You can add in your My Sheets card. Of course, I got my MySheets card. I've used it so much that I can't even scan. They have to take it behind the counter.
There you go.
That's how much I've used my Sheets card. You can buy a gift card, get your mobile offers, and a lot more. So go by and check it out, and I think you will be very proud. Also, thanks to Subway Restaurants. Stop by one of the 39 restaurants in the Shenandoah Valley and thank them by grabbing a bite to eat. Subway Restaurants, proud sponsor of the Valley League All-Star Game, independently owned and operated. So that's going to do it for the Waynesboro Generals game tonight with the Covington Lumberjacks. On behalf of the Valley League and the Waynesboro Generals, we want to say thank you for joining us tonight.